Recording.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Sean and I'm going to be your DM for today for our wonderful Spelljammer Fall of Lumos session. Our wonderful companions are all very excited to be here. We do have a special guest. We'll see if he'll be able to slide on into... I'm sorry?
Assuming we get to him.
Assuming we get to him. There is a lot in so little time, so we'll just go ahead and start getting cut to the chase. Who can tell me what happened last session?
We explored the basement of a house. Oh, sorry, we explored a house and spent a lot of time.
Actually, like the sewer.
No, we just left the sewer.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we went through the house. We discovered it was the one for the plague doctor. We started examining it, and we found a hidden passageway where a Aarakocra decided to go full metal fuck all and walk through every trap.
Oh yes, and everyone was yelling about you fucking stay still, you absolute moron.
This new heiress is really interesting, and I like the term. It's not Full Metal Jacket, it's Full Metal Fuck All. This is true. You guys have started to progress through the basement of the witch doctor, and started to pick up on a number of different things that are extremely off. Including a wide variety of traps that have been set.
What's that?
Thanks to a combination of all of your efforts, you've disabled a lot of them.
Yeah, I remember that. There was a lot of traps.
And you guys also did find what looks to be like trophies that have been saved from different unfortunate individuals.
Right. Wasn't this basically where all of the people who, like, had gone missing basically ended up?
Mm.
That was basically what we surmised, if I recall, yes?
Yep.
What else did you guys find?
A lot of traps. A lot of traps.
A lot of fucking... The will to tell Eris that he was being an idiot.
The man was ready for a fight.'s been through a lot.
Man can be through ready for a fight once the traps are out of the way, and I don't need to worry about dragging his ass with his bloody fucking tail feathers out of a fire trap.
Well, I hope not, because his blood is toxic right now. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's going to be even worse for people who get it on
Sorry about that.
All good.
Sorry about what? What happened?
Feline. Oh, I was away from the keyboard for the last little bit.
We are technically recording.
Your fucking tail feathers out if you don't pay attention to the traps and the people who are undoing them.
Uh-oh.
No, just to
Lastly, you
recap.
guys did find what looks to be like a series of different equipment for disguising. And after reviewing it all, you guys progressively made your way further into the cave and eventually found yourself at an elaborate door.
Yes, we have a door that we want to return home. Oh yeah,
There.
a living door.
You're at the session.
Forgot about that.
Oh,
And riddles. We got through the riddles.
You did. You met a very surprisingly nice animated door who was wishing you all the best and hoping you all have a wonderful day.
Was basically whatever the fuck those things are called from Warhammer.
No. They're not a servitor.
he
He was basically a servitor with a little bit more personality.
Servitors can move though.
Not if they're a skull.
Servo skulls, oh, absolutely they can. But
Yeah,
servo skulls don't talk either.
It was the one that opened the door on the first Warhammer game that you played where you were like one of the psychers.
I know what you're talking about, but
Oh,
alright.
Thank you.
Sorry, apparently we have to have a Warhammer discussion in the middle.
That's fine. Warhammer discussions are accepted. I'm just trying to get the like appropriate atmospheric sound effect right now. We'll go with this one right now. But you guys have approached this ornate looking door. And the question is, what will you do from here?
I think if I recall, I checked it, I analyzed it, I went to check it and see if it was locked. I'm going to look back. Evelyn gets ready. Nox is going to have his hunting rifle out in his hand.
Nia slings her loot, gets herself settled.
It
does
also occurs to me seriously that one day I really want to see like an armored loot from like any bard who is also like a combat bard. Sorry, that was just a random thought. I want a beautiful instrument that is lovely and wonderful and also can like double as like a bludgeoning weapon.
I mean, the problem is it would fiddle with the tone, and I'm not sure that would be in a good direction.
Probably not, which is why I want to see if it could actually ever be done. Anyway, sorry.
Okay,
Probably the Nox gives me a fucking side
eye.
like,
oh yes, I could totally do it.
Oh, you can give it a shot.
All right. Naya, you said you were going to be doing something?
Nia's going to just... trying to think if she has any, like, pre-combat buffs, but I can't think of any right now. Where did my character sheet go? This is a good time to spin that up.
Are you doing what you're describing off, Eris?
Huh?
Honestly, we're just hearing like.
Okay. You could do a stealth roll if you want.
Please don't meld with wall at this juncture.
No, it might be absolutely hilarious. Please meld with wall. This will be great.
I think the problem is his meld with wall is going to be faceplant head through wall and be... Oh, wait, no.
Y'all can do a perception check if you'd like.
Oh. Well, okay. That's for Nia. D20 plus 6, right.
21.
15, damn.
As many of you are
6.
Natural 20.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Wasted it.
God.
God damn it.
Nia, as you are, I'll speak on your behalf first because you got the natural 20, but as you're coming up the ladder, the first thing that you will notice, and a majority except for Roven really picked up on, was Eris has started to extend his hand out to the magic site that's growing out of the wall.
The what that's growing out of the wall?
The red core that is growing out of the wall here.
Nia is going to be like, are you sure this is a wise course of action?
Will not be a response as I continue to stare at it and slowly stretch the hand out.
Dale just looks
Looks
at
at him and goes,
if
if
you
you
fucking
die
or get damaged, or
or
absolutely anything to do with anything that you were planning to do because you're not thinking straight, even though I understand that you're not doing it today, I
I
will not help you, and
and
I will not save you when that ass pierces you to the wall and turns you into a red lyrium pancake.
Are we clear?
Is there any arcing, Sean? Any arcing at all?
Well, you can do arcane if you want.
No, is there arcing happening between me and the crystals, or anything happening between me and the
Are you,
crystals?
are you
That's still going closer. I'm just going slowly, carefully, in case something does go right.
the closer you start to approach with your metallic hand, the more you start to just hear the reverberation and feel the energy that comes off of the crystal. The closer, even as you continue, you start to see bits of the energy starting to surge towards your hand.
Hold it away from it for now, we'll just where this it's just kind of doing arcing. Is it affecting me at all?
When you pull away, it does not seem to be doing anything.
And if I have it there, it doesn't do anything either?
What do you mean doing it there?
Like when I'm holding it there, it's an arcing happening, is it doing anything to me?
Unless you have touched it, nothing has happened.
Eris, if magic sight is part of the natural world, wouldn't your order know something about it?
Can we do a nature check on it, Sean?
You can. Look at you with the 22. As you now make me have to like look up. I had it somewhere. Not there. No. No. Damn, where is it? Shit. Balls. Crap.
Please swear some more.
It's our show. I can swear as much as I need to. So as I had described a little bit in the past. So Magicite overall is the consolidation and starting to be almost a materialization of natural magic. So all throughout Nocturna Prime, throughout the system, when magic seems to build up in a more natural state, it may start to express itself in a crystalline structure. It's kind of a little bit of the same reason why a lot of these dead gods, when they die, form crystalline variations of themselves. And red magicite is probably one of the least potent versions of it. It's not a very powerful charge, but it is a natural occurring effect, if I will. It does produce a supernatural dim light. It continuously spreads a dim light of 5-foot radius, but it can be siphoned, or rather, people usually use it as a way to power their more rudimentary items that they themselves don't have magic for. So if a fighter does not have magic specifically for him to use, and he has magic items that or something he would like to empower, he can actually have stuff made that's powered by magicite, and then it's treated almost like a battery. The crystals usually have an AC of 22, about 15 hit points, and they're resistant to all damage.
Would a red magic core be benefited by these crystals?
Or is that what it's made of?
Red magic core is effectively, you have a cup. Inside of it is red Kool-Aid. You're looking at red Kool-Aid growing out of the wall. So when you run out of Kool-Aid, when you run out of Kool-Aid in your cup, you could refill from this.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Very good to know.
Especially sounding cliche. I'm gonna touch it.
You're gonna touch it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dale's not even gonna try and stop him.
I trust the beliefs, his knowledge.
I need a chance die, please.
We may have a supercharged mental
Going high,
friend.
by the way. Going high, Sean.
Going high. Okay.
I hit it. Where'd it go? Okay, that's not one.
Let me see.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Your hand touches onto the crystal Eris, and immediately while you put your hand on, it feels sticky to you, like something has poked your finger. But you do definitely feel that hum of magic surging off of the initial finger touching. You feel the warmth in your hand. And you feel like it's materializing on the other edge of your finger. Like a magnet, touching another magnet. As you try to pull your finger away, you start to notice, and a majority of you can all see, it almost looks like he's pulling something out of the crystal. And while he's pulling, the crystal itself is starting to dim down further and further and further and further until that particular portion of the crystal that he's touching goes dull. And out on his finger, you see a red feather.
Natch.
This feather counts as one level 1 spell.
I'll put that away.
Hmm.
Look forward
Hmm.
and proceed to walk. At the door.
Nox is going to take a
Is
deep...
the door open?
Nope, Nox hasn't opened it yet.
I'm behind Nox, but waiting for the door to open.
Nox is going to look around, take a deep breath, and open the door.
Now, are you bursting in, or are you just like slowly creeping it open?
I'm definitely going to... You know what, fuck it, I'm going to try and stealthily open it.
And then I will need a perception check from Nox.
Okay.
That's as much as you see. If you're, are you like opening all the way or just cracking so far?
Cracking. And
that's
that...
as much you get so far.
24.
24. The first thing you start to notice as you start to crack this open is you hear a bit of a shuffle right above you.
I'm going to stop the door. I'm going to look up.
You do see another bucket.
You can use gust in the bucket. Sorry, assuming you tell me it's there. Can I use gust in this form? I cannot.
Why don't you just grab the bucket then? That you don't know it's there because he hasn't told you that there's a bucket there.
Nox is going to nudge Vale. Do you mind going to the top and retrieving a bucket that's hanging from the door? Seeing as that you're the one with spider climb.
I'm going to step on the wall, climb over him, and grab the bucket before it falls.
You do find this rusty iron bucket that smells just as you had seen earlier of this really intense acidic smell.
Oh,
The
no.
inside is corroded almost entirely. But it was kind of set up in a way that if the door had been opened, it would have fallen immediately on the person.
I'm just going to, not let that drop and take it down and potentially hand it to Nox and take a look around while I'm up.
From your current angle, you don't see very much otherwise except for some papers that have been scalded across the floor. You'd have to open the door more to see.
Nox is going to look at Vale, put his finger to his lips.
I'm gonna start with a stealth check, because that sounds like an intelligent...
You mean stealth roll?
Whatever. Things that involve stealth and rolling, okay?
Okay. Rovan and Ilnai, are you guys doing anything otherwise, as well as Eris, while Nox and Vale inspect the door?
Waiting for the door to open.
Waiting for the door to open.
Standing by for door open.
Standing by for
Same.
the door open. Everyone's standing by for the door.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was a 19.
19. Okay.
Nox is going to continue opening the door slowly.
We're very exciting. This door is very important. Perception check?
You can perception check.
Nat 20 on a perception check.
The first thing you guys immediately sense when the door opens is the smell. It is humid as hell down here. You can actually see. Okay. You can start to smell that this room's heater boiler has been going non-stop, and there's a mustiness. Another thing that you immediately pick up on is what smells like rotten milk.
Oh no.
Familiar rotten milk smell?
A very familiar rotten milk smell.
Oh, joy.
Oh fuck.
You also see scattered across the floor from your current angle. You can't tell what it says yet because you haven't entered in yet, but a variety of books and papers have been scalded across as if a rush had been done.
Scattered?
Scattered.
Okay, sorry. It's like scalded paper? Is that a
Sorry,
No. I
No,
just
I
want
just
little
to
boy
clarify.
effect. You don't think very much about what you're saying. Scattered papers, yes.
Okay, so it's not burned, it's just thrown around.
Just thrown around.
And with the nat 20, did I detect any sort of traps?
Not any more on the door.
Not in the area around? Or you want another roll?
You do not, in your experience, see anything that's been laid out in preparation.
What about dust?
I was go-
21.
I have an artisan tool, masonry tools. I'll roll for a perception on stone that looks like it's been altered for trappage.
Okay, he can worry about traps. I'm looking for tracks. I'm looking for people and movement and like what. Was it a rush? Was it a run?
That's actually a survival check. And you guys are still outside the door.
Yeah, and I'm rolling 21 on the stone under the door and around the door for specifically checking the stonework to see if it has been altered or trapped and all. And I'll be using artisan tools.
As you step and look around with, what was it? It was a 22?
Yep.
You do pick up on that it's very complicated to see because it's built into the grit so well. But you do notice a vent that seems to be having the same trigger wire effect. Vale, I'll say you also can notice this a little bit with your perception.
Now, does this look like... and you say it's a trigger, like as in you kick it, it's a gout of flame instead, and this one's going to be a gout of whatever this is.
It looks like another step trap.
Can I disarm this?
It's going to require a sleight of hand.
Oh, it's not Thieves' Tools on this one?
It is not Thieves' Tools.
Can I get someone a bit more agile than I am? This is not something that my tools can work with.
How about we start by getting...
Watch out, by the way, there is a trap here.
Thank you. I'm assuming he's pointed the trap out to me.
To everyone. Hell, I will even put a glowing... I will make one of the rocks... I'll touch 4 rocks around it, around the trap, and make it glow with one of my artificer skills.
That's a brilliant way of marking traps. I love it. Oh my god. So, there's nobody here, I'm assuming. And what... So, survival was 18. But I tell what our dust is like?
With a 18 looking from your current direction inside as you step closer towards the door, you can definitely see what looks like a panic state. You don't see any of that familiar white powder or anything that you've had experience with, but you can definitely tell that somebody was making a rush job to grab everything they could, and obviously just scattered and left whatever they were clearly not that interested in. You can see that many of the doors have been immediately sealed from this room with large wooden posts that seem to be sliding between across the way to prevent them from opening.
I just gotta say, someone's playing
Why
some
are we
wicked
doing
music.
that? This is supposed to be like a dramatic moment.
We got the rocking grandpa in the next room.
All right, that'll do. Actually, no, we can make this more interesting. I like that one better.
Well, I'm going to tentatively take a few steps in and Try and disarm this trap, I suppose.
Eris, Rovan, Hilnaya.
Well.
That's right
Yes,
there.
Nia's going to just follow along as quietly as possible, with Mortis clanking as quietly as possible in tow.
As Vale walks by, Nox will give her guidance. Add a
And Nia
d4.
will also. I think she still has inspiration from last time. I don't remember for sure though.
Hilnaya, with your 20, you also notice that Eris is starting to pick up more of his energized self.
Nia knocks a knuckle very lightly against his shoulder with a quiet clink clink, and is like, "You should probably drop the wild shape soon. You're looking a bit stiff."
27, by the way.
You are able to disable that trap. As you go ahead and cut the wire up from underneath, you actually can see a vial that is kind of set to be smashed from a hammer that would activate when the device gets plunged down.
Lovely.
Get that.
Can I take that vial of stuff?
You could take the vial of stuff.
Cool. I'll take the vial of stuff.
Vial of stuff it is.
I will hand it to Nox. Bye.
The papers and documents you see on the ground are also scattered loosely, are all written in a different language.
Any particular idea about what kind of language it might be?
Elvish.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
Quick thing. I rolled a 25 to inspect the stonework around us.
I speak Elvish.
So do I. So does Mortis, for that matter.
I picked a very common language.
I can also help with the translation if required.
If anyone wants to take time to go through the documents, by all means.
I'll let somebody else handle documents. I'm headed for books.
I will examine the documents.
You guys all also can see that Eris is dropping his form. Eris, it feels like it's almost a very heavy sound as you shift back, and you feel a number of your heavy feathers just drop to the ground.
They disappear once that happens?
No, actually, they kind of they don't flutter to the ground. I'll tell you that much. But
Dum, dum, dum.
yeah, they fall pretty heavy.
How many are there?
He wants to make armor out of his feathers. I approve.
Since we're worthwhile picking up.
3.
I'll pick up all 3.
Well, that's the start of armor.
They could make for some interesting fletching.
So I'll do something with them. Some ideas.
That could be a very heavy topic.
Oh God, I fucking hate y'all. Rovan, you said you're going through the documents.
I am examining the documents.
The first, just the documents or the books? Sorry, I had to specify.
Roman is examining the documents. Vale has decided to take a look at the books.
Also, upon getting into the room, I'm going to stretch out my feathers. And, how high is the room? How close is the ceiling?
This room is not as large as the cave before. This one's about 10 feet. This one looks actually more like a standard room.
Still stretch the wings out and just kind of ruffle things around a bit.
And I'm
Roman
gonna
will.
I'll
Sorry,
give you
go ahead.
entries as your Rovan, I'll give you entries as you read through.
So Roman will look over at. Sorry. Look over at Vale and go. These appear to be laboratory notes based on some experimentation on subjects.
What kind of subject?
Unknown. They were living at the time of the experiment.
Lovely. Ugh. Alright, well, maybe we should keep those.
Should we be concerned about this poor rotting milk smell? I remember something from the past, Vale.
Remind me if that's like,
Was it the mushrooms or was it the dead
Contagious?
slimes?
The White Death, wasn't it called that?
yeah, it was the White Death. I can't, it's the smell, but I can't remember what about the smell. Is that like, you're
Sulfuric
contagious
acid.
and you're fucked? If sulfuric acid smells like rotting milk, I'm terrified.
Vale, you remember that in your experience with White Death, it was the after effect of the spores from the calcification. And it, you also got a dossier.
Ooh, I got a dossier. Oh my god.
And Drew, Groven, you also got a effectively a dossier of notes.
It appears that the person conducting these experiments was not a very kind individual and appears to be a bit of a fanatic.
Goddess above.
What is it, Vale?
Tell your companions about what you're reading.
Well, yes, I'm processing, okay, man?
Like,
don't
rush the drama
here.
Rush the drama.
I'm gonna start throwing rasks.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ in a bucket. They're responsible for my planet being taken over by the White Death.
Oh, so bitches gotta die.
How long ago was this dated?
Damn it.
How old are you?
She's not
Oh,
sharing that in
no.
public.
Oh no!
Yep, that old. At least that old.
Give me half a second. I need to do some quick mental math here.
Do you need me to surmise for your others while you're doing some mental math?
No, it's mostly that amount minus how old I was when shit happened.
Yes.
Quick question, GM. I haven't noticed any more traps.
You have not noticed any more traps in this room.
Cool. I'll move in a little bit further and check again. Or is it just...
You don't notice any more slits like under the door.
Gotcha. That is... If I do a search for the whole room, or do you want me to, like, just do multiple searches?
You could tell me what you're inspecting specifically.
Just inspecting the stonework for traps.
Can I do like a history check or something on what was it gonna call it? Rust monster?
Sure.
14?
You would know that rust monsters were a species of monstrosity. They were, I don't want to say a plague, but they were a prevalent issue on Korea that were known to have the ability to corrode and destroy non-magical ferrous metallic objects, especially anything they could touch with their feathers. You guys have actually, well, I won't say you guys. One of y'all has definitely seen one recently. But they have the ability to corrode and eat metal, and is somewhat believed that they're actually the larval form of some rust dragons.
Wasn't Robin and Eris there for the attack at the fountain?
I believe they were.
And wasn't Naya there too, or no?
I believe Ilnaya was there. I thought all y'all were there.
Not Vale. Vale wasn't.
Vale was not, no.
So,
boy.
during that, I thought there was rust monsters. Very, very clear that one too.
They were pulling the cart.
So yeah, everyone here would have seen that.
Oh dear.
What I have found basically says that about 215 years ago, they were trying to deal with rust monsters, and they created the White Death to deal with it. And apparently,
Oh, no.
they have a recipe here for it.
For the White Death.
For the White Death, main ingredients and reagents necessary. Symptomatic schematic as well.
Nox is gonna hurry over with his notebook. Please recite that so I can record this just in case we lose it.
Sunflower berries, worm tongue petals, quicksilver lichen. Brew over the course of 28 days in a cauldron lined with blue toad shale to produce more gaseous form. And she'll just hand him the piece that like shows off the schematics and shit. This
Oh no.
I don't understand why they would use people as test subjects.
So, with my alchemist supplies, would I be able to,
With minimal effects on the populace, I don't think so.
To quote the dossier that she's
Sorry,
reading,
I'm
You're-
going
you're
over
fine.
this again.
the top of the document, for those who can read in Elvish, states it's from Riverbend Chem Division dossier. We have been successful applications of our newest product in recent field testing. This has given Riverbend hope that its benefactors will see profitable returns with the use of the new reagent M841B in field study. When utilized on the planet Korea, a reduction in population of at least 73% was seen in the number of invasive species with minimal effects on the populace. We are hopeful that with continued application, we will have a continued massive reduction in the rust monster epidemic, as the White Death is primarily transmissible through direct contact. Further testing is needed to ensure proper handling and avoid overuse of the product. It should be warned that it should not be applied in near populated areas, as such areas will not be as such actions would not be tolerated, and access to the M841B program will be denied. A severance fee will also be applied to the accounts related to the use of our product. It describes over the particular components: spine flower berries, worm tongue petals, quickened silver lichen, and describes over how it is to be brewed in order to successfully make. On top of that, it does give a series of discussion as to what the effects of the White Death really are. But for the most part, it is a dust that can be breathed or inhaled and can also be digested. And it will cause thick, rough patches to form on the person's skin, eventually causing their joints to stiffen, their bones to exceed out of their body, and them eventually to die over the course of 8 days.
with all that information, if Vale, you read that out for everyone? Okay, she said yes. Would, with my knowledge in alchemistry, be able to verify that it is that is good information, that is good research, that makes sense, or
It looks like an official document. I mean, it's got it's got investor names on it. It's got it looks very real.
oh yeah, the real is not the problem. With my knowledge, I rolled a 32, by the way. Would I be
Oh.
able to break down if figure out, is that actually what would happen, or is there something inherently flawed in this methodology?
Is this a scientific report that's been written after the experiment, or experimental notes that have been typed up nice?
Oh no, this would have been number one.
So yes, it would make sense.
Well, makes sense is one thing, but if he's with his knowledge going, okay, wait, that does not together with that won't work that way. It would actually result in this. There would be It's like a science reading, peer reviewing a paper.
Eris, with your 23, you look around to kind of pick up on any abnormalities of the room. You can still pick up on the steam coming off of the vents, and you can hear what almost sounds like a soft hum coming from the room in front of you.
Any traps on the floor related to that?
You do notice a light, dim light coming from underneath.
Does it appear to be locked?
It is locked from your side.
And for what it's worth,
Vale will spot Eris looking around and come up beside him. Do you need a door unlocked?
Yes, we could. Don't want to open it. I just want to peer inside if possible.
This particular door has a large wooden beam across.
So it's barred.
It's barred.
I'm going to examine the door and whatever it is that I can find for, like, out on the other side of the door before I start figuring out if it's worth opening.
Okay.
is the door barred on this side or the other side?
All these doors appear to be barred on your side.
21.
You don't notice any particular abnormalities from this particular side. You don't see any traps.
Hey, Reuben, do you think your little mouse friend could do some reconnaissance under the cracks of doors over there? And Nox is just going to tilt his head over towards Vale and Eris as he's flipping through the alchemist notes.
Reuben will hold out a little think and raise an eyebrow, questioning whether he'd be willing to do that.
You could do an animal handling if you want. Convince him.
Reuben will pull out a bit of a ration, cheese or whatever, and hold it in front of him.
The images that come into your head.
God damn.
Eat up. Yeah, food. I'll eat food. I like food.
Reuben will pass him the piece of cheese.
You'll see he starts like gobbling up the cheese in one hand, breaks it off into his other hand. He's eating them one at a time, but he's with you.
Jesus
Reuben
Christ.
will sort of point towards the door and raise an eyebrow.
He'll finish the cheese. You know, he's like licking like the tips of his fingers.
Wait,
Food?
that thing has fingers?
Well, it's a rat.
Digits.
Yeah, but like digits versus hands.
He did. Sorry, digits. My God, I'm sorry. I don't have rat anatomy in my brain.
No,
sorry,
sorry.
it's
It's
just
just
that
there's a particular Lovecraftian thing that is known
for
like it's a rat with human hands.
That's
why it's like, wait a second. When did we turn into a Lovecraftian horror here, and why wasn't I informed?
Also, Vale, I thought for a second you said 17 perception check to check out the asparagus, and I was like, "There's no asparagus in the room."
I mean, if there's asparagus now, I'm hungry. So
no,
thanks.
it's I know it's apparatus, but I was like, "There's no asparagus."
I
What do you-
prefer asparagus now.
I really want to go check out the asparagus. Vale is just going to decide to be a farmer forever, and she's starting with asparagus.
He will describe to you, Rovan, because he speaks through telepathy. These are the images you can see. As he peers under the door. What looks like a large being on its back.
Okay, Reuben will relay that. There's something large. Doesn't appear to be moving. Seems to be laying on his back.
Will you not let me... Oh, there it is. The apparatus is more of a pull up the bar to release the lock.
I'm yanking.
Okay. You pull up the bar. It's a hard piece of wood, pretty solid. It's actually been reinforced on either side by a series of steel pieces to keep, the entire length and shape. But yeah, you go ahead and pull it, and the door seemingly almost starts to crack itself. Like that was all that was kind of holding it back.
I'm still pulling.
And the door will open.
Self check, perception check.
The first thing that you and Eris and Little Thing can see is a large, significantly large, Goliath-sized dead werewolf that is laying on its back on the floor. You can also pick up on, as I'm having trouble kind of finding it, this sound of an artificial heart beating in the background, seeing what almost looks like a deter of energy moving from the werewolf to a floating crystal, and then down to what appears to be a female form in a cage on the right. The female is wearing the same helmet and armor that you've seen the werewolves wear.
I will note that the lab notes that I have been reading mentioned helmets and transformations.
What did yours say?
Are there, you know what? Are there any papers left on the floor that haven't been picked up by those guys?
You can.
Sure. All right. Nia's going to, I guess, read some as well.
The notes specifically mention that the helmets and gloves keep and these are, I assume, the failures, but the helmets and gloves are responsible for keeping them changed. There's some complaints about how they require too much surgery to attach, but
Vale, what have you found over there? Nox is also going to hand the papers to Robin for safekeeping.
Abominations.
How loud is that heartbeat, by the way?
I was trying to see if I still had, I don't remember if when we played the time before, if I had an artificial heartbeat, but it's pumping really, really loudly, as if the crystal that's floating in the center is keeping the heartbeat going, and this energy that's going from the wolf is passing through the crystal and then into this woman.
May I?
does the woman appear to be restrained at all?
She is in a cage.
I take it I'll hear the crying.
Yes.
Excuse me, Eris. And Nox is going to step past him and see. Oh. Shit. Nox is going to do an Arcana check to try and understand what is going on here.
Okay. Ilnai, did you also get my message about the papers you found?
Right. Oh no.
25.
Are these regular? It just looks kind of horrified. Apparently they were also making explosives and grenades. Are these Okay, are these just grenades, or are these like
There's
toxin grenades?
there's a lot of variety, but there's a
Oh,
there's a
no.
very large, expansive list. Some of them talk about biological agents involved.
Which
Oh no.
Okay,
Guess
there's
what?
a
Y'all
lot of
found everything that they didn't going into Afghanistan.
Okay, noted.
Sorry.
So there's a lot of numbers, and I'm trying to go off of. There's a 25 and a 26. What are we noting?
25 for Arcana to figure out what's going on here, so Nox can. He wants to help this person, but he needs to understand what's going on here instead of just pulling something out and killing someone.
Or, me and running into the room.
There's a number of different, what looks to be like small pieces of machinery, some things that are kind of seem to be attachments to this particular woman's helmet that are sitting right next to the cage. It looks as though there's been work that's been done, but from the Arcana, you could tell that first of all, this werewolf is very much dead. Like it is gruesomely dead. But for some reason, the heart is still beating, and this crystal seems to be keeping it beating. And whatever it is seemingly flowing into the woman. Eris, the closer you get to this crystal, you felt this presence before as you approach.
Okay.
I will cut to where you felt this before.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck.
May I proceed?
That was a vision you had too, wasn't it?
Oh no.
I'm liking this left side. Let's get things done.
That crystal is how big is that crystal? Is it?
It's large. It's large size. It's nearly as the size of the wolf.
Oh no.
That
What's
wasn't
that?
that wasn't it. Hold on. Let's see here. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. As you approach the crystal, looking closer. Not that.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Oh god damn it.
Fungos amo cum sepis et alis lecominimus verus sunt bonis Spelljammers et haec vox daemonion ensurientem me
Nox.
fas.
Oh, okay then.
Tell me, how to let this woman go?
That is what I'm trying to figure out.
You can do a religion check.
Can I do an Arcana check to try and figure out how to disrupt this mechanism safely?
I got
Not
an
an
11,
11.
so
I
I ain't
ain't
helping.
helping.
Might as well roll a religion while I'm at it, because, yeah, why not?
So that Arcana check that I did earlier, that was just the. Did I get any
To
information?
kind
on
of
how-
pick up on what's going on, but this is the religion check on the crystal.
Okay.
Okay, that's an 18. Would an Arcana check be appropriate for anything around it, or?
I will say that I was
Okay.
gonna say what I've said is basically what I
Okay.
can say at this point.
Alright.
In terms of an Arcana situation.
Alrighty.
So you're going to hate me. I actually rolled a nat 20, and I don't think I rolled it well enough, so I re-rolled it, and a nat 20 popped up again. So I guess I did roll a nat 20.
Alright.
I felt like I didn't spin it enough, so I was like, no, I'm not going to accept that. That's just cheating.
Rovan got a 4 on the religion check, so he's no of help in this situation whatsoever.
You're more distracted by the scenery and trying to figure out how possibly to help. Sorry, I had to type out a message. Where is Nox on my list? There's Nox.
Thank you for letting me know, because since I'm recording, it doesn't let me know with notifications.
Has this basically been handled
Oh.
mostly by everybody here?
Nia's going to do something real stupid.
Hold on.
Huh?
I recognize this voice. It's Phaedra.
The goddess of change and beasts.
Yes. This isn't magic. This is ritual.
Does she sound like she wants this to be happening, perchance? Or they? You said deity, so it might be they.
The question is, does the woman in the cage want this? And judging by the other werewolves, I think not.
Does
Makes sense.
anyone speak Infernal?
Nope.
Nia doesn't seem to have languages.
Negative. Infernal is different, considerably different than primordial, correct?
Considerably.
Yeah, nope.
I think I do.
Really?
Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, you
Vale.
do.
Vale had a long time
with a lot of proficiency.
Hell yeah. Go off, Queen.
Fucking A.
Vale, you got a message?
This is the crystal chanting this?
Yes. The more you guys kind of walk around, the more you see these faces that appear on the crystal, kind of following your eyes.
Touch not my food, leave your offering. Touch not
Ah.
my food, my hunger grows.
Ah. Oh,
Really
we don't
speaks
like
to them?
this.
I mean, if you know Infernal, you could speak back.
Is this your food? Is this woman your food?
We don't need someone who's having coughing issues to be hawking in our ears all the time, but you guys get it.
Everybody else back away, please. Just in case. She doesn't want it.
Somebody give me a lowdown on
the goddess that you guys were talking about? Lady of Change and Beasts?
Um,
And Vale will say that out loud to the rest of them, going, hey, I don't know what's going on, can you tell me? Roven,
Yes.
take a little think out of it. Who is your food? And what is your gift? And what would be considered an offering? So, for the record, I give my gift for offerings. Are you here for offerings? Give me my food and I will gift you with life. I give my gift for food. Bring me food. I smell another of me. Give me me. Hence the thought that little thing.
Once again, I promise for the viewers at home, we're not just having silence. I just assumed no one wanted to hear someone having a spell the entire time. But Vale is having a conversation with Phaedra, the deity of change.
Oh wait, that's her?
Yes.
Oh, for the love of fuck.
Okay, so hey, FYI, you're having a conversation with the deity of change.
So breaking the fuck out of that shard would probably be a bad idea.
Give it a shot.
No. I highly doubt that she'll be okay with what kind of change we would want.
Let me ask you this:
Well, actually,
No,
that's not my fault.
Maybe somebody else wants this change.
Roven or Vale, which one of you had the shards in their pocket?
I did.
Which shards?
The yellow one.
Oh, that one I don't have. Maybe? Let me check.
Like from the ship or from the
From the large from
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it.
Beams.
from Aspen Beam's war machine.
Yeah, I have. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Give me a second.
Pretty certain that I have at least the dark blue and blue.
I thought we left all those in except for the green one.
I pulled them all out. It's like, you're not fucking taking these, and then I let you have the green one because that was for
Enki.
Enki, yes.
So then you'd have all of them.
Yeah, balls. Yeah, no, I'm not handing that one back.
Did you ask who had the yellow shard or?
He asked about
Okay, sorry. I didn't know if you asked it loud.
Fungos amo cum sepis. Fungos amo.
You lot with better religion, can you get her out?
Nia's going to go over and try to do that.
Carefully, please. This apparently actually is the goddess.
The woman in the cage?
The crystal.
Ah, yes.
Wait.
I assume.
Is this like Enki?
I can assume so. Yes.
Oh no. Okay, so how do we do this?
Vale, you had the shards
How
from.
about we don't mention that too loudly, but I believe that that's the case, yes.
Well, if it knows it senses it knows it. You do realize we could power up the.
Hunger. I need to return to grow. Give me my shard, give me food, and I will give you change. You're suggesting I give her her shard to take her back to her own realm?
No, I'm letting you know that that shard was very similar to Enki. That it will grow with strength, and it might have negative effects, but also these shards can power up that ship. I'm not suggesting we do anything good or bad, or decide on anything, but this is worrying.
What will the characters do?
But also it could consume the How big is this shard of this crystal, by the way?
It's large.
My thought is let's not do anything because first off, I don't think we can stick this and carry this around, but that's
Seriously, side note, I'm assuming that somebody rolled better than me about the fact that this is apparently the fucking goddess. Could somebody, if they have any information, give me a lowdown on this goddess?
It have to be GM, and if our rolls counted for this, or do we have to roll again?
I'm generally asking the party at this point, because I didn't roll high enough to do shit.
I had not initially written anything, but I can go ahead and say that Phaedra was, in fact, a infernal goddess from the 9 realms of hell. I can tell you that she did die, and like all the other gods, had been shattered. And like most shards, as they start to come back together, they start to regain their own power and sentience. I can also tell you that she is the goddess of lycanthropy.
I did roll a 23 on religion.
She is the goddess of lycanthropy.
I
This
don't
is
like it,
chaotic.
it'll be this.
I believe that we need to bury this room in as much rubble as possible and ensure that nobody finds this location.
They'll find her. Well, I don't disagree with you. They'll find her.
What may be the best way for us to hide it? Notify one of the corporations here. You know, bureaucracy is the best way to
no.
stonewall anyone.
No,
We're not bloody doing
God,
that
no.
because
because
the
the
bureaucracy
bureaucracy ended up with any degree of
power.
power.
They
They
slaughtered
slaughtered
an
an entire planet.
And while the bureaucracy is going on about,
Bum
doing
fucking each other.
bureaucratic things, yeah, someone is going who can and will do something is going to find it, and I don't want to risk someone actually getting their hands on this and doing. I don't know what you can do with a deity, but it's something like this. She sort of gestures broadly at the entire fucking state of the room.
Look at me and Enki.
Yes, look at you and Yankee. That's good luck. This is not good luck.
No, I'm saying
This
is
is going to
the
end
power.
poorly.
Any
It is. If this is a deity of lycanthropy,
This is a deity of change.
changes.
I am concerned and I do not like this. Let's put it out there first.
I think that you're on the same boat as the rest of us.
Eris, do you have any thoughts?
I want to squish this hard.
You may get a chance.
Well, Wallace could ask, do we need to move the crystal out of here? Or just, what is the general thoughts here?
I am concerned about touching the crystal.
Vale, you do feel your bag tugging on you a little bit.
No, the bag is going to get like shoved down. That's a nice thought. You ain't going nowhere.
Cadros,
Cadros,
dear,
dear,
have you ever seen this? And do you have any
opinion?
Could
Could I potentially shatter it?
In the hearts, actually not in the hearts, but in the minds of all of you, you can feel his. Thank you, love. His disturbed voice speak. This one does not appreciate anything outside the realms. This one finds this a threat. I would have seen you. Sorry. This one would have seen its dispatch long before, had my body not been ruined.
Do you have any suggestions now?
Split the shard, like all of them must.
Back up.
Oh.
Yeah,
Just back up.
Nia grabs Mortis and just retreats to the doorway.
Would you rather I take a shot with this with my rifle at a safer distance than you being in here?
I mean, yes, but I'm the one who's cursed.
On top of that, what about our friend in the cage? Or is she done?
I requested multiple times, if I recall,
that if any of you people who rolled well enough, she says slipping out of character, could actually start doing something about things, that'd be great.
I asked about this like 5 times, also out of character.
Okay, well, I apologize for
taking over with my ability to apparently speak Infernal.
That's alright. But yeah, is there anything that can be done about the lady in the cage, or like?
The cage does look like a standard lock that's keeping her inside, but you do see a number of. You do see that she does have the same equipment on her. Do you make any attempt to communicate with her?
Yes, Nia's going to sort of get down. Well, she's already pretty short, but she's going to sort of crouch and be as non-threatening as possible. It's like, can you hear me? Do you understand? We're going to help you if we can, if you want us to.
You can see as you get closer to the woman, she looks incredibly emaciated and possibly very dehydrated. You can't actually see anything from her nose. You can only see from her nose down.
All right. Well, Nia's going to get out her. I'm assuming since she's carrying.
And she hasn't eaten in a very long time.
Okay, so Nia's going to get out her canteen and pour like a scant half cup of water. Too much will make her sick, and like sort of hold it out to to her. Like here.
You can't actually see what you're holding.
It's water. She like sort of bumps it against her cup against the woman's hand.
Does she appear to be wearing a helmet?
She is wearing a helmet.
I recommend that we immediately soak this woman in the most flammable substance we have and light it on fire. She is beyond our help.
She's not finished yet.
Ilnaya, you'll actually feel her kind of reaching out towards the cup, having you mentioned that it was water.
Nia
But
presses it into her hand.
she actually takes your wrist,
Nox's gun comes up.
and she kind of like pulls you close, or like pulls your arm in.
Is she like gripping hard and pulling?
No, it's a very weak grip.
Okay, Nia leans in a little closer. Not close enough to touch the bars, but close enough to hopefully hear her if she's speaking. Nia is like, she leans in.
to be one of them.
We'll help you. We'll help you. Nia covers her hand with her own and gives it a little squeeze. What does the helmet look like? Can I see where it's attached? Can I like see a latch or a lock or some whatever mechanism is keeping it on there?
Surgical. We need to get her surgically out.
You do notice dried blood from where it looks like it has been surgically attached to her.
So it's bolted to the skull. Okay. Is there any way to like? Is this where the like energy from the Phaedra crystal is coming in? Like, is there some sort of wire or something that's attached?
It's actually more so going through like her back. Her back is like towards the crystal, and she's more facing you.
Okay, and there's a wire or
and the
something
scraps.
attached to her. Like she's got something connecting her physically to the crystal.
Oh no, it's putting its energy into her.
Okay, but there's like an antenna or something. Is there something I can break here?
I mean, you could try breaking anything you want. Vale, you do notice there's another vent underneath her.
Okay.
Fucking balls.
She
She
can't
can't
leave.
leave. Yet.
Huh?
Vale will point out the trap.
Fuck. What?
Give me a moment.
What'd I miss?
Mia's going to squint down at it. This is a gas trap, right? This is like the kind
It's
of
another
thing where
gas trap.
All right. Okay.
22.
There's a. Okay. Mia's going to.
You can
pat her
start to
hand.
disable the trap. The closer you both have now gone towards the female, the more the crystal has seemingly pointed its faces in your directions and looks irritated.
She doesn't want this. Change forced is change that's not going to stick in any appreciable way, and possibly it'll make you less happy. Leave her alone. And then she's going to just lean and pat the woman's hand. It's all right. There's a trap under you, so we have to undo that first. We're not leaving you here, okay? I'm Nia. What's your name? It's all right. It's okay.
I don't.
We will keep you. We'll do what we can. If we can give you nothing else, then we'll keep you from becoming one of them.
I think it was a 24 or something.
24 would be able to start working on the trap and disabling it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
that was what you said.
Is it religion again to like try and figure out something that can be done for her? Like anything?
What are you looking to have done? Like to cut the connection?
Yeah, to sever the connection, yes. Or at least impede it. Slow it down, something, so we can get her out of here.
Nothing that a religion check would say outside of you just need to kind of get her away.
Okay. Anything arcana-wise about like on around in the cage on her?
You do notice that she is a furbog.
A furbolg.
Oh shit.
Did she look at all like the one that we saw?
Outside of the fact that you can't see the top of her head, yes.
Oh fuck. So, anyway, did she manage to drink the water, or did she, like?
It's kind of dripping onto her lips. She's having trouble. She has basically no strength.
Okay, Nia helps her take a drink because, like, at the very least, you know, she deserves that small comfort. Good lord.
Rovan, while I understand your sentiment earlier of ending her pain,
We should.
I agree, but our experience with these creatures in this state has not been.
Rovan, could I do a history check? Or would it be a history or intelligence?
Yes.
I guess it would still be a hit. Um,
12.
Eris, you don't notice anything at this time. No changes. You actually notice that it has not turned any attention towards you. 12. You do as you tried to come up with ideas of how best to extract this individual, one thought that does pass your mind was the Raven slumber.
I suppose that could work. Do you think? So, I might have a way of extracting this individual if she's willing.
How am I supposed to help you if you're down there?
Bill, how are you doing on that trap?
How am I doing on the trap?
It's disabled.
Trap's done. Time for the lock.
All right. The
We
trap.
may be able to help you escape this location if you would be willing. Rovan will.
I'm trying to think of how she's got like 4th level exhaustion. So before she points towards Rovan, she'll actually pull Ilnaya closer, almost to getting you to be up to her ear.
Leans in.
Ooh, they vanished.
I am fearful that we're not getting her out in one piece.
Well, Phaedra isn't happy about this either.
This is the part where we hope that Nia's okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'll be right back.
Oh, they're back.
And she will point towards Rovan, almost in agreement.
All right. Rovan will.
Rovan will.
Read
Sorry.
how this is working so that he knows how to activate his magic item.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah. Discord's being difficult. Rovan will hold out the Raven's wrist and press it against the woman.
Her fingertip will touch onto the very edge of the crystal as she barely is able to hold up a finger. And almost immediately you notice the purple magic that seems to immediately suck her and her presence inside. And she herself disappears. as I now have to move a cage, grab her, turn her to GM level, switch that back. Upon immediately doing that, the crystal starts hollering very loudly.
Let us quickly
Neo
leave.
winces.
Nia
Well, I
squares her
suppose it
shoulders
is.
and yells back, "Shut up!"
Well, I
using
suppose we now
prestidigitation.
need to proceed to split a shard, as Cadros suggests.
Oh,
How do we?
and okay, are you doing this with a claw, or are you just like?
How
How
about we start with I'm going to agree with Nox, and let's all back out of the room first so Nox can take a shot, and then we'll see what the fuck happens after.
Eris, how are you doing this, by the way?
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So while everyone else was siphoning out the woman, Eris had taken out his moon cycle and cut the heart of the lycanthrope out.
Well, that's
Oh,
an
that's-
interesting course of action.
If I watch you eat that thing, I am going to shoot you in the feathers.
What are you doing?
As you immediately see that the crystal starts to glow brighter.
Nope, nope.
Out. Everyone out. Go. You too, Eris. Come on.
It seems to get more and more stirred.
Back. Let's go.
Face is kind of changing rapidly, looking around. Vale, all you can hear it scream is my food, where is it gone?
Someone's going to go a bit hungry today.
It will continue to glow brighter and brighter.
And Nox is going to shoot it.
And okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Oh no.
Here we go.
This is going to be some metaphysical bullshit.
Hid behind the door.
Eris, the heart does continue to beat, but it has slowed down significantly. And as you squeeze, the crystal becomes more enraged as Nox takes a knee to take a shot.
First roll was 12. Second roll was 24.
Oh my.
Okay, so let's see how big this is going to be.
Oh no.
Suggestion would probably be to duck.
Duck
Yep.
and cover. Duck and cover.
Is this what I need? That's what I need. All right. You guys are actually just outside of range.
Shame that.
As you all witness a massive explosion, and the
Oh.
shards fall down into the depths below.
How deep?
Because
Probably to the sewer system. And you cut out Swan.
Yes, you did.
Hey, look, it wanted to be a hole, so I divided it.
Okay, but consider what might eat that down there in those sewers. Are you?
Oh yeah, no.
This
This is
it's
it's
not.
not. It can go in the backpack with the rest, or you guys can all take one each, or something. It would no.
How do we?
Well, we gotta wait for the DM.
Sean, we cannot hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've been talking to myself for like 5 straight minutes.
Oh God.
So I assume that the first oh god, I don't
Sound
even
came through, but that was all we heard.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that first of all you probably would have definitely done more than 15 points of damage.
Yep.
So this shard definitely exploded. And upon doing so, the fragments all fell into the depths below. Approximately 4 shards came out of this one large one as they plummet down into the depths.
How far down? Like, is it sewer system far down?
It's about the sewer system far down.
That's not too bad, though.
Upon going back in the room, Sean, is it safe to go in the room?
Yes. And what I was going to say is you had cut the heart out, and you did notice that the beating had slowed, but not entirely stopped.
I go back in the room and look down the hole. Do I see the shards?
Give me a perception check.
I was gonna say, Vale, you're falling in. Wait, she's just standing on the wall beside us, parallel.
Then you can't see them down there.
19.
You can see them down there.
She
They
fired
have
out?
just landed into the goop below.
I'm going down there.
Oh no.
I'll
Are you-
follow her.
Are you
Hi.
are you leaping?
Well,
I
no,
No,
I was going to walk down the wall.
Well, they're going to start sinking.
I'm leaving.
Oh boy.
I'll fly
Uh,
down behind her.
Oh crap.
Nox is taking
Yes,
his
literally.
Nox is taking up position and making sure that he's protecting them with his gun.
Nia,
Are you
sort of
just going to
approaches
shove
them
these in
and
your bag? Because I assure you, what you saw before.
I'm
is
aware.
probably-
I'm
going to hand a few away. I'm going to hold on a few in other hands. If it's only 4, we can have 2 in each hand. One in each hand.
Hmm.
I
I
didn't necessarily think this through, okay?
How many bags do you have on you? The point is keeping them separated. They're
Well,
like
I was
bags.
going to-
I was.
oh.
Oh. At least
I'm
2.
assuming they're like magnets. Okay, so I can see you. Okay, can you like put your hood down and put one in that?
Yes.
I'm just trying to think of ways for
No,
you to get
Honestly,
You-
I'm.
You each grab one. I'll have compression hold them in each of his hands. That's 2 taken care of. You can still punch with them.
Okay, so first off, they are in the goop. Are you reaching into the goop?
Oh no, the goop.
We can prestidigitate that away.
Oh yep, we'll oh god, okay, I guess we're all firing off prestidigitation.
Actually, hang on. I have an idea.
Let me
Check
check something.
something.
Wait a second, can I cast fairy fire to like illuminate the shards?
You can.
Alright, so I'm going to do that so at least she can see them.
Okay.
I'll grab 2 of them, one each talent, one in each foot talent.
So you are reaching into the goop.
You're going to touch the goop? Oh no.
Touching the goop.
That's the goop. All right, I need a Constitution saving throw for anyone touching the goop.
We're at nothing.
Oh no.
So funny.
Okay. Let's
Oh
see.
boy.
I have to look up my goop trick again.
Not the goop! Not the goop!
This is what would have happened if y'all had landed in the goop.
Oh no.
Eris, you swipe fast enough to toss up to Vale. The first group was much harder to grab because of the fact that they had dipped in a little bit faster, but you are able to successfully get the crystals and start tossing them up.
I'll start rolling for catching ability.
But you do take 6 points of acid damage.
He's fine.
I can heal that away, friend.
That would have been.
Dexterity saving throw?
You can dexterity saving throw if you like.
And so where's
I
Vale
I
at?
can,
can, but I can't.
Still roll.
Where's Vale at right now?
I'm probably a little bit further down. I was probably.
You're
right
starting
above.
climbing down, right?
Yes.
Did you also tell them anything, Elnaya, yet?
I'm sorry, tell them what?
Did you tell them anything?
No.
About
Your
Oh.
discussion with the Furbolg? Ding.
Well, let's wait.
right.
Let's finish what we're doing here.
Yeah, okay, so my
We
current...
were,
I didn't know if I missed anything when my microphone died.
no, we were mostly just worrying about the shards. Nia will tell them about Lloyd, what's his face, and Victoria, what's her face. I can only keep 2 names at a time, so the last name has disappeared into the ether for now. But
Can we wait until we're back up there for a moment? This sounds interesting, and I want to hear what you're saying.
of course,
Vale will yell over the back of her shoulder.
Will you be able to get yourself, Vale, or do you need a lift?
I can walk. The trick is, I think that for my catching ability, it was... 16? Curses?
That'll do.
Oh, thank God.
Toss her up 2, and I'll keep 2 separated in both my talons.
So I'll walk back up the wall, I suppose.
And I'll just fly back up and kind of hover.
They are hot to the touch.
But using the metal talons to kind of hold them, kind of gripping them in the tips.
Yeah, you almost feel like you can't tell if it's the heat from the explosion or like a heat of rage that you feel off of
Rage.
these infernal crystals. But the longer that each of you hold them, you do feel that magnetic effect.
Nox, do you have anything I put one in? You have something handy?
Yes.
Cold. Bag of holding.
all right. I guess
Compression, come here.
we should probably make sure that the calamari isn't in there.
Give me the calamari, I'll wear him instead.
I also have a paper bag.
I think that might catch on fire.
Bag of holding.
Paper
Bag
bag of holding.
of holding.
Yeah, no, I agree with the potential state of fire.
But yeah,
I
Nia
agree.
Nia will happily accept one of the shards into the bag of holding after the calamari is removed from it, because no one wants that thing getting the power of a god. Who knows? Especially a mad one. Who knows what would happen?
Do be careful, because we have a lot of food in there.
Ah, true.
Keep talking. I'm just making a bottle.
Ah, yes. Feeding the small eldritch creature.
We'll put it in my bag of holding.
Calamari?
Well, no, we'll put one of them in the paper bag of holding. It's
I
just,
think that's going to be a problem.
Whatever we can
it's
do.
still a match. It's no different than a bag of holding.
Just a paper bag of holding.
Alright, one for the paper bag of holding then. One for the bag of
I will
holding.
toss one out for the paper bag of holding.
And then I'll compression hold one of these in each hand.
Give him the other one I have. That's all the 2 I have. I gave the other 2 to Vale.
I can also safely carry one.
Don't give any to Vale. Vale's got one already. Vale is tossing them away.
I tossed 2 to you, and I tossed
Yes,
the
Yes,
other
yes,
two.
yes, sorry. I threw one in bag of holding. One can go in bag of paper. I have one on my person. 2 left.
Compression has one in his hand.
Rovin, you said you could carry one?
I would be able to carry one, yes.
She'll hand the other one to him. Perhaps glove first?
Robin will sort of wrap his cloak around his hand and take it.
Oh, ow, 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 ow. Well,
Perhaps you may want to plunge your hand into the bag of holding as well.
Pull yourself off.
she'll quietly do just that and not say anything.
Right,
So who else doesn't have a massive, terrible vengeance issue with everything that's in here? Or is there anybody here who doesn't?
No, thanks for me.
I'll go all my plans.
What happened?
I wouldn't be amidst a massive destruction of this location. It is fairly evil.
This is a clusterfuck, yes.
I want to find that son of a bitch. And anybody who came before him.
So the person who did this to her, she indicates the Raven's Vest, is Lloyd. I'm going to lean on you for the last name, Swan, because I can't remember out of character. Please don't rely on my memory, it's very bad.
Lloyd, name unknown.
Everhart? You ever something Spire? Victoria's son, the guy who does the news here.
The name that she told you was Lloyd Nightspire,
Lloyd Nightspire, thank you.
which the name for those who remember, is that of the radio host,
And also the head of security.
and also the son of the head of Ironblood Industries, head of security.
Oh my god.
I need a fucking drink.
Says Vale as she uncorks her goddamn flask.
Anybody else need one too?
And he said they've got fucking grenades.
And I told them we know.
Well, we all have a target on us. Big as life. What do we do now?
They've got a bigger one.
Yeah, but you know what else they have? Resources. Lots of them.
I didn't say
And
that
people.
was incorrect.
Nox is going to chirp over to Dag.
I was just thinking the same.
Dag, are you there?
Quiet for a little bit. And then
How was a
eventually,
little bit? Because we're all probably listening to this going, dear God, the longer this goes on, the worse it gets.
eventually over the microphone, you hear kind of a slurping sound, and you're, sorry, lunch break.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
It is quite alright there, Dag. No worries, you guys all need to eat. Has... What was it, Ironwood Securities?
Ironblood Industries.
Has anyone from Ironblood Industries come by the ship?
Oh yeah! The big shiny people came by. They were asking a lot of questions that I didn't know.
Like what questions?
Well, they wanted to know where you were. And they said you were on a trip. They asked how long. I said it's been a couple days.
They came by recently.
Oh yeah!
Dag,
Like,
You kind of hear like shoveling.
when did you like a day and a half ago?
Dag, you have done wonders as always, my friend. You have told them exactly what you needed to tell them. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And continue to tell them absolutely nothing about us, please.
I haven't a clue where you are.
Exactly.
He literally doesn't have any clue where you are.
Yeah, and as it should
Why
be.
it works so damn well.
Because even if they try and interrogate him or sense motive or lying and whatnot.
Can't do shit. He's perfect.
Yep. One last thing, Dag. Did they inspect the ship at all? What was that?
He said, mm-hmm.
They said if we were trying to get an upgrade, Dag said we don't need nothing right now. But then they said they needed to do an inspection, and they worked for the guy who was repairing the ship.
Dag, I need you to listen very carefully. You need to go through that entire ship. They may have planted something on there that we don't want, like a bomb.
You hear like gasping from like five other voices in the back.
I need you to find it. Don't do anything with it. I need you to find it and let us know. Alright?
And in the distance here,
Put your sniffers on! Everyone go looking for gunpowder! I've had a cannonball, sir! Not the same thing!
God bless them all.
Oh,
Get
there's
Doty in on that.
we love that.
The Doty will probably know a little bit more about what's going on and
Yes.
could potentially spot better.
Yes.
Should we also be looking for biological contaminants, considering
Let me do that.
We're a few days away. The problem
Ship.
is...
On the ship.
I'm aware of that. Unfortunately, White Death tends to murder people on contact.
Yeah, so I understand that's what we're looking for it on.
Yes. I don't want any of them to get in trouble before we
Not
get
a good
back
idea.
there.
The thing is, though, if they do anything with the White Death on the ship, the chances of spreading it to the rest of the populace would be massive. It would literally be a risk. Unless it's a bomb designed to explode when we enter orbit, then correct. It would be
So
self-contained.
So in other words,
You have?
I need to get back ASAP and do a thorough investigation from the helm.
You can't do that. We need you.
We also need the ship.
Well, as soon as I can get back, I'll have to do a thorough investigation through the helm.
Oh, Dag. Remember to sit inside the Spelljammer chair. It will let you see everything aboard the ship, allowing you the best possible angles to inspect all over.
You hear like chewing in the background, like he's eating chips.
That's where I am now.
Perfect. Now, have you interacted with
My
it?
chair.
I was waiting for that.
It's
Like,
like,
dear God, the whole concept of men in their cars is like going to be like exacerbated by the fancy ship of you.
Well,
If you're gonna eat my chair, Dag, at least leave me a snack for later.
Okay, never mind.
I'll put a tip in the cup holder.
Thank you.
you hear like a crunch.
Oops.
Heard that.
Now, Dag, you have interfaced with the ship, right?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Sorry, you kind of...
Oh, he said, "Yeah, I'm watching."
Okay.
Careful, darling. You're pulling a
Wait.
knee.
I thought you can't do anything when you're interfaced with the ship. Apart from talk on a chirp. Or can you, like, fully act, eat, consume while you're in a ship?
You don't know what the goblins will do while he's hooked up. Well, you
Not
can't
wrong.
move. You can't cast spells while you're in the.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, you're fused in, but
The concern I had was the way that he was talking and acting. It sounded like he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm in the chair, not connected to the chair." That's why I was out trying to get clarification without out of
I
character.
apologize.
Okay.
He's sitting in the chair.
He's sitting.
He's currently sitting in the chair.
He's not interfaced.
He is not interfaced.
Perfect. Dag, I need you to interface with the ship. All right. Remember, we showed you how to do that.
You'll hear like some scrounging around for a second, and then just kind of quiet.
Now, Dag, I need you to leave interfacing because you can't talk on. Wait, no. How do you?
You can't.
You guys can talk. You know that, right?
Okay, no. I thought you have to press a button to talk on the chirp. That's the thing.
We had this conversation once before.
Yeah, I think we
It's
did.
been a while.
It's been a while since that we've been on the boat.
Gotcha. All right, Dag. Well done.
We're gonna. I'm not gonna. For the sake of dialogue, I would not be like, you can't fucking do this right now.
Yeah. No, essentially, he's just going to, Nox is going to talk to Dag, remind him, get in the chair, look around, help your friends, let the dozy know that there might be sabotage. All you stay safe.
You hear like a loud ruckus of goodbyes, possibly the sound of 12 goodbyes going off at the same time.
Oh, God bless all you little ones.
They are the best.
Alright, y'alls. I'm heading to beds.
Later.
Night, everyone.
Night. Well,
So, we know Iron Blood Industries are on us.
Par for the course.
So help me, if they remove that stain on the side, I am happy yet.
The best thing for us to do is to let them know that we don't know.
So what will you guys do from here?
Let's continue on with our journey, friends.
where are we going, pray?
Further down the hallway ahead of us.
Rolling for stealth and traps.
Are these anything?
Those are 2 doors.
You think Little Think could take a look there, my friend?
As you see Little Thing kind of like sitting in the corner, flipping a page over. He gnaws on the edges of the page.
Only someone's getting some work out of it.
Probably more useful to him like that.
That's one way of knowledge acquisition, anyway.
osmosis. Remind me to try that.
Rovan, you asked for a little thing to look again for you?
Sure.
Polygon.
Fucking hell.
He is able to kind of look under the crack of the
Right.
door
Just this whole situation.
I know.
and projects the image to you.
Appears to be some
Really
sort of
wanted to
laboratory
bounce
or
off your
workroom.
forehead.
I don't
Well, you
see
gotta tell me these
anybody.
things.
Littlethink didn't
Well, I
see
didn't want
anybody
you to
within,
know.
but there is some equipment within.
Ooh, this is exciting. Nox is going to go up to this door. He's going to check for traps, and then gently open it, if there's no traps, and check for a bucket of something above the door. Trap check is 13.
You look and you don't see a bucket.
Does he notice anything out of the ordinary?
Well, Littlethink?
Well, anybody looking for... so there's no bucket there, which would be good, because that would be cliche. Is there anything else of note?
Not from your angle. You're really not looking too far in. Sorry, I haven't revealed very much yet. Nope. I want that. I want that. I want that. And reveal.
Rovan's going to open the door. Not stealthily, just open it.
Oh my word.
In the immediate area, does there appear to be anything interesting on the floor right in front of the door or in the ceiling or anything that
There's
would be
no big
trap-like?
bookcase. You probably would be wanting to come look at this.
And I can roll a perception if you want.
What is it?
It's beautiful.
John, you're not saying anything right now, are you?
I am not.
Okay. Well, I guess Rovan will proceed to enter and take a look at this desk here.
Sorry, I said earlier you don't see anything in particular from your current angle. No.
Gotcha. Okay. I'd like to examine the desk, please.
As Robin walks in, Nox looking around himself.
On the desk, you find a number of what kind of look like, and my best way I'm going to describe this in our terms is a soda can with a rounded edge at the end with blast caps.
Pipe bomb.
You notice they're not very long. They're not even the size of a beer bottle. But they each have this same rounded top, hollow inside, and a blast cap at the back. You can pick up that you're looking at some smithing tools.
Nox would understand this concept pretty quickly with his gunpowder experience, right?
You can pick up that this appears to be where explosives have been made, as you can smell gunpowder. You find a small forge and a number of different is it the term files or fails? It's
Like, are you talking about
like mini cauldron looking things.
crucibles?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Crucibles. But you can pick up this as a workroom.
Oh, I wish I could take this back home.
Why don't you take what you can?
All this stuff's too big for me, sadly.
Well, this might be the one reason we come back.
2, we have a door that we need to bring back with us.
That's true. He would. Is there any Can we dismantle any of this and take some of it with us at this time?
I don't see why you couldn't try.
All right.
How many
Apart
days
Apart
do
from
we
the
have until shit goes south again?
About 8.
We have some time. I don't like to think about the whole concept of the time. What we're going to do. Never mind.
Are we going to attempt to disassemble all this, I take it?
So long as it won't explode.
I'm trying to find out what this would land under.
IKEA furniture ability.
I can't. Very funny. Ha ha ha.
It literally came apart in my hands today. I have experience. Apparently breaking shit.
Let's see here. I could use. I guess you can use an investigation check if anyone wants to.
Try and take this all apart?
Well, no. With that, we'll do maybe we'll do a sleight of hand for that one.
I can attempt to help with the disassembly if you'd like.
I'm wondering, I want to argue this, would I be able to use my intelligence knowledge of these sorts of tools and facilities, and due to, like, I don't have eyesight of hand, so if I can offer them expertise in how to disassemble all this stuff and put sort it and put it away, would I be able to give them an advantage on their sleight of hand rolls?
Wait a second.
Can we put the door in the bag of holding?
How much space do you have left in this bag of holding?
Unfortunately, I don't think the door will fit through the orifice.
Hold on, we're screaming.
However,
I don't need the tools, but certain objects like the crucibles and such would be useful for me.
Can you use from here, Knox? What can you take that you can use? There's no paperwork and shit around here, is there?
Sorry, we had goblin noises. What was the question? Question? Anyone?
There's no paperwork and stuff in here, is there? Plans, specs.
Anything that's labeled Lloyd what's his fuck.
There is nothing in here. There's nothing in here that's labeled with Lloyd's name, but doing an investigation check.
All right. I'm here and I'm looking at shit. I might as well.
I'll be honest, Swan. I don't think there's anything we can take out of here to put in the bag of holding, is there?
I don't.
Yeah.
Not. You could take the tools, but probably not like a smithing station.
No, and I have the tools already.
So, Ilnai, one of the interesting things you're looking at as you're looking through the schematics is that, yes, these are definitely some more information about grenades, but the design is weird. It's not meant to be thrown. It's meant to be shot.
Knox, we've got some shootable grenade schematics here.
You have my interest.
I had a feeling. She holds up the papers and hands them over.
He literally, like, jumps over a chair as he hurries over. Ooh, let me take a look.
All right, but we should probably finish our search of this area and go. Is there anything interesting that looks like it could be picked up and like stowed away in a bag without, spilling, exploding, dumping acid over everything, burning, lab accident bullshit, basically?
You could certainly take the miniature crucibles if you want, but no, there's nothing really of super interest. There's a nice bucket.
Oh, fuck it.
It's not corroded full of acid? Goodness, they're losing their touch.
No, this one's made of wood.
Okay,
It might be a latrine.
Oh no. Oh no. I was going to make a Mr. Bucket joke, but that's bad. Then again, depending on who is using the latrine, there might indeed have been balls put in its top, so.
Eris, as you move down the hallway in your direction, there's two different things that you pick up on. To your left, further down, you hear what kind of sounds like a hissing sound or like a sizzling noise. To your right, the smell of raw milk gets much stronger.
Would I smell that as well?
Well,
Probably it's all over the place. So.
It's probably all over the place, but to Eris, it's now very strong.
You gotta remember, he's walking ahead.
Can I see in this door?
You opening it up?
Can I see? Is it just a solid doors or like a window on it? Or...
The little boy demands that I hold him, so I will have to use one less hand. This door is once again sealed from your side.
Is it like a solid door? There's no window?
Yeah, it's a solid door.
This is the one I heard the hiss from?
No, that's the one that you can pick up a smell from.
We're not going to that one. We'll go to the other one. Curious about this hiss. It's unlocked the same way?
Once again, this one particular is locked in the same way.
I'll lift the wood off.
The door unlocks easily.
Does the swing itself open or does it stay remain shut?
You unlock it and it does start to crack open on its own.
Can I see anything in there via that crack?
You notice what looks like a storage room filled with a variety of materials and a couple of old documents. You can do a further inspection if you go in.
Stay out here, but I'll push the door open.
Okay.
Anything happen?
No.
I move to in front of the door and check for any trappage. Might be roll upon me.
You don't pick up on any traps right here.
I walk in the door.
One of the things you do pick up on as you look around is a glass case to your right. And leaning in a vertical manner inside the glass case, something very big.
Where is it? Just oh. Something very big. Do I hear anything from this case or anything like that?
It is sizzling with electrical energy.
I'll pop up back up through the door for a second and call out for Knox. Somebody get Knox for me.
Don't you have a chirp?
Yeah, but still.
One sec. Nox is going to finish checking around what he does, and he's going to pocket the schematics, and he's going to run back out. Or hurry back out.
Nia's going to follow because at this point she's curious about everything else and what is going on here, and also she does not want to be alone in there for some reason. Just bad feeling about things.
And as he comes down, I'll head back to the room again.
Eris, did you not open this door for a reason, or are we good to walk by it?
I walked by it just fine. I just don't want to go in there just yet. It smells horrible.
Okay.
Ah! Stay away from doors that smell like milk!
But that's what we're doing.
When it's closed.
What is it, Eris?
I put over the file. This thing seems very suspicious.
Ooh.
You find what looks like a repeating gun. It's big. It's very big. In fact, you think it was meant to be used by one of the soldiers outside. But it seems to crackle with electrical energy.
What sort of penalties would I like? Is it as big as me?
It is. It can be wielded by a single person, but it gains more benefits from being mounted or utilized in a heavy suit.
Compression, can you come here for a moment, please? Nox is going to quickly do an Arcana check to make sure there's no alarms or ruins or anything that traps that might hurt him.
Okay.
18.
I'll leave you to this
18?
stand up, but I'm gonna go check out this other door. Let's fail.
Back up.
You don't want to hit any traps on your case there, Nox, and Vale. You don't pick up on any particular traps on this one, but you do see on the top of the door, it's labeled the colony.
Nox is going to take a deep breath and he's going to pick the gun up.
You unlock the cage. If you will turn to your loot percussion section.
Oh my.
Well.
You find what is referred to as the RITR, or Rapidly Interchanging Thunder Rifle.
Oh.
Thunderlord
Oh.
from Destiny 2. My door locked.
Your door is locked on your side.
It's the same way those other ones were.
Bird.
So just that wood bar.
Back up. A lot. I'm unlocking it.
Okay.
I would like to prep spell for this.
What the spell would you like to prep?
A gust of wind,
Okay.
if need be.
Sorry, what was that rolling?
I don't know. I didn't ask for a roll.
Right.
You just said you were unlocking it.
Yeah, so I was rolling Dex. Sorry. 19. And somebody was speaking before I interrupted.
The door unlocks like all the other ones do. And Vale, you pick up the wind log and drop it down. Your fingers touch onto the cold metal of the handle as you tell yourself to take time, be quiet, and remember your skills. Immediately when the door opens, you feel a rush of memory. I appreciate that. There we go. Your nostrils fill with an immediate familiar scent from your home. As you see a number of large vats, all of which bubbling, and each of which has a body inside. Don't know if you can still hear me.
Oh yeah, no, she's...
Processing.
The bodies inside each are of a wide variety of species, but all of them are monstrous of nature. You see a bugbear, a turtle, an owlin, twice you notice that a couple of them are of elder age.
Elder what? Sorry, that cut out a little bit.
Some of them are of elder age, some of them are of younger.
Oh no.
Well, basically, ask for the rest party to convene here.
You
We have bodies and vats all.
No, stay back.
I wasn't signaling yet. It was like we have bodies and vats. Questionable.
Oh, this is monstrous.
No, it's not that questionable. They did exactly to... They did to my planet exactly what they wanted to. And now they're testing on everybody who wasn't us. It's not that
People, the people inside all have the same familiar looks that you've seen before. They all have growths coming out of their skin. Each of them covered in this white powder-like substance, only occasionally becoming visible underneath all the dust when a bubble of acid comes up. It brings back memories of having to walk through the empty villages where all you found were the calcified remains.
You said these are all actively bubbling. Is there like a fire source on each?
There is a magical fire source under each.
Nox, can I borrow you a moment?
Nox was about to look at Rovan and be like, "I'll look. Find whatever you can. I'll be back."
Rovan, are you still investigating?
Yes, do I see anything interesting?
As you can, Rovan, just as we cut to you super quickly, as you continue to go through that room, you do notice more documents, basically just keeping inventory lists of, we should say, scrap metal. But you do notice that it keeps an ingredient list of different items that were broken down into materials, seemingly like a catalog. In the next room over, you find 2 items that are still in good condition. One is a crossbow with the same similar design as the repeating gun. The second one is a shield of reflecting.
A little think, do you think you can carry that crossbow?
Immediately you see his tiny hands like above his head. Like he's like, "I've got this, sir."
I believe in you.
Little Think has now died.
This is officially where I wish we had a following like Critical Role, because I would kill for art of that.
Fuck, a Little Think plushie.
I want conduit plushies
first.
Yes.
I want a mini little spirit. I want a little baby tiny spirit sitting on my desk. That's what I want. We're talking like merchandise. That's what, and like a plushie of the lizard bartender. Those are my requests.
All right,
Well,
super fans, you heard her. Let's do this.
Oh god.
Are either of these useful to you?
The shield is actually fitting the description of what the fire bullock had mentioned that the sister was bringing to trade. The crossbow is a +3 crossbow of lightning.
Well, Rogan will acquire both items and along with the catalog and continue on with the party.
In the back of the laboratory room, sorry, in the back of the laboratory room that Vale you're at, you do see one more door.
These closed canisters? They look closed.
They are all closed.
Oh, thank God. Alright, well.
What did you want me over here for, Vale?
Do you know how to extinguish magical flame?
Do I need an Arcana check on that, or is that kind of something I'd know innately?
And she'll pose the same question to Naya.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question? My brain has
I understand this concept. Do you know how to extinguish magical fire?
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check for that.
You could do an Arcana check.
Alright. Let's see. Alright, Nia, how good are you at this magic shit?
I'm rolling an Arcana too.
There's cat hair on my keyboard. There's cat hair in my keyboard.
Natural 20.
Well,
I got a 19, so damn.
well, damn.
So that's a
Hey,
total.
I got really good information on both sides.
Underneath each of these seems to be a port that is connected to this generator over here. Like a long line that seems to run through the wall and back over here. This generator does contain a magic ore.
Can you ping the generator?
That one there?
That.
I'm guessing.
It is a red magic core inside.
How is it connected? How,
There's a series of pipes that are running in between.
Okay.
Effectively, the red magic core is powering the flames.
If only one of us was a pipe fitter.
Nox holds out his all-purpose tool.
Well, Nia points at the generator. I think if we just cap and seal that one line, because it all looks to be running, sequentially, which is terribly inefficient. But you know what? I'm not going to look a gift, whatever the fuck that is in the mouth. Port? Pipe? Whatever.
I'll leave this to both of your capable hands. Don't touch the white, please.
My concern is if we disable it, will it cause a failsafe? Or why not just take the magic core out? I could use that.
I don't care how it's disabled.
I figure, cap it off and then pull the core, just in case.
Oh,
Might be backlash.
yeah.
Fails entirely in like the existence of like cool guys don't look at explosions and I'm not looking back style thing. So
Just so you guys know,
that's why she's not even sauntering. She's just kind of like make it happen, please.
Vale, as you walk
Oh,
through the
and I guess
area,
I'll be
I'll be
looking
looking
for
for traps
traps
and shit too, because that's important.
as you walk through the area, the first thing that you kind of pick up on as you enter into the next area
Oh, and
and
don't breathe. Make sure all of you guys are breathing through masks.
is a large number of scratches on the floors and the walls.
Nox is going to cast air bubble on his head, and I think I can target someone else.
Pretty sure you can.
By the way, the red magic core is currently using the spell Control Flame.
Alright.
The closer you get to it, eventually, Vale, when you get to the door on the opposite side, the door is double barred. You find 2 buckets. Inside the buckets, you see scraps of clothes. And on the door, it's labeled the word toy box.
No.
So, on that note, this is more of the deranged experimenter he referred to his captives as toys.
By the way, I'm casting an air bubble on myself, Naya, and who wants a third one?
I'll take one.
I think I would have cast it on him before he left then. Unless you say otherwise, DM.
Nope, I'm going along.
Alright, so.
Be advised that this individual was transforming innocent people into abnormalities.
I'm well aware. But thanks for the heads up. Bird, back up.
Just call me Bird.
I've been calling you Bird for the past 10 fucking minutes, and now you pick up on it?
called me Bird? You know my name. Just open the door, we'll deal with it. I'll be fine.
Vale's just gonna look at him. Hood off for like the first time and never. Back. Up.
Open
I
the
wasn't
door.
asking.
I wasn't saying I was going to. Open the door.
You first.
Alright, I'll open the door.
No, back up first.
Hold off.
I heard open the door.
I'll take off the plank.
One
Of
of
two.
You are all going to give her a fucking aneurysm, you know that?
Take one plank off and then I'll come back around the corner. Fine, I'll go over here. It makes me feel better.
Vale's too exasperated to even mutter under her breath about stupid bird brains. Rolling to get rid of this fucking door in whatever way needed.
Nat fucking 20. So
So
while I'm at it,
let's
let's roll for traps.
And other such problems.
With a 21, you do detect on both sides of the walls there is a series of magical markings that look like they do have a trap called Grasp of the Earth Elemental built in. Effectively a failsafe to prevent anyone from escaping.
What about getting in?
Escaping.
Right.
You would know that with this particular... You could do an Arcana check on it. You would know that with a 19, you could not, and Kadros would even inform you that he is unable to dispel this magic by himself. This would require dispelling. But if somebody were to trigger this, fingers would extend from either sides of the wall and crush the individual. You are in their path.
So if I even try to back up, they're gonna come and get me.
No, more so the door is the trigger.
But isn't the door opening from the other side?
Well, you've only taken off one latch. I heard one. You may have said I did both.
I only did one. I only did
I
one.
was threatening the fuck out of the bird to back the fuck up.
Apparently you've taken off one latch. But you'd figure from the look.
Oh. Does anybody have a dispel magic?
Nia hears that and is like, and sort of, comes over, air bubble on head, peeked in, like, yep.
I need this sigil on, please.
Alright, Nia's going to sort of edge around, lean in, inspect the sigil. What is it?
Two sigils, one on Vale's side, one on your side. Basically looking like it would crush an individual like a bug between two fingers.
So,
And what-
Eris and the spider thing.
Yes.
So this is clearly a magical trap.
Yes.
Alright. So yep, Nia's going to dispel magic. Is it going to need 2 casts or would one get both?
Just one.
Alright, so Nia is going to cast dispel magic on this and hopefully a level 3 spell is enough to get rid of that.
Well, I have.
And you do see the ink fade in effect.
Nia turns, shoots Vale a thumbs up, steps back.
Thank you.
No problem.
I think I got a nat 20 for that door.
What is with all the 20s today?
I'm in a mood.
RNGesus just really wants us to succeed, I guess.
He's in a mood.
RNG was also very enthusiastic about the nat ones I used luck against.
Yeah.
Luck's a hell of a drug.
Vale, you take another moment to inspect the door before taking in a breath and opening it up. You find the unfortunate bodies of 6 other individuals. A young goblin, a young fairy, well, I had the other species right here. A grung, a aarakocra, an owlin, and a satyr. All of which have seemingly died from starvation.
Wait a second.
Vale, do they appear to be
Hang on.
changed at all?
No, not these. DM, how... I know the stages of White Death. How old are the bodies in the back?
They would need to be fairly fresh to stay as powder, to prevent it from powdering.
These ones are fresh. These ones are dead of starvation. The girl was stuck in malnutrition. How old was the dust on the floors?
Oh, there's no dust on the floor.
So this is somebody fairly recently got out of here.
You would conclude that they are not yet in a state of decay to... You could do a medicine check if you want.
No, not them. Like when I initially came in, I asked about like, is there dust? Was there a scuffle? And you said that something like there had been a very hurried removal of existence, right?
Yes.
Rovan, what were the dates on the dossier that you had? And I have the same.
No dates were available.
No dates, like he says.
Can you two compare writing with mine and see, like, if the writing was the same?
Rogan will hand out the piece of paper.
The notes from the journal are of the same writing in between each piece, but they do not match the writing on the dossier, and they don't match the writing, and neither of them match the writing on the throwable grenade schematics.
There's 2 people. Our announcer bastard. He's the heir to this. He's the newest scion. He's either that or he stumbled across this and didn't know what he found, but he used what he needed for grenades, but not anything else. Everything else was done way before him. I'll bet you the girl and the lycanthropes were problems and something he potentially inherited, but I don't think he knew what he was doing with it.
I could analyze the writing later.
These people are dead from starvation. This is not old enough to be powder. It's 2 people.
Question is the plague doctor one, or is he as his own entity? I wonder if he's the young one.
Not that you can tell, but Vale is visibly sick.
Elnaya, you and Eris both notice that Vale is thick as Eris steps into the room. You see that the bodies seem to have died of a combination of dehydration and starvation, all of which some of them have scratched into the wall, no escape.
What did the scratches look like they came from? The ones going up to the door?
They're bloodied fingers.
Oh god, okay, that's not better.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is a Constitution saving throw, because this is sickening.
You can do that.
This is the part where I fucking wish I was Percy so I could, like, shoot things.
That will be my job.
And he quickly makes an escape from the room. I'm assuming are these baskets or jars?
Those are baskets that have the shreds of clothes.
Oh no! Oh no! He finds a convenient corner and pukes.
Scissor trucks.
That ain't great.
Was there any pieces of identification on these bodies?
Your brother comes to your side and rubs your back.
Holding her up.
Out of the way.
And Eris, what was your question?
Is there any pieces of identification on these bodies?
Check the buckets.
You could do a
Check the bodies first, then I'll check the buckets.
you could do an investigation.
Ugh.
You loosely don't see anything specifically on the bodies in terms of like anything to pull off, but as you're kind of flicking around, while you're looking at one of the grung who really don't wear a lot of clothes, it becomes evident, especially on his skin, that it looks like a series of numbers have been branded into their chest.
What are the numbers?
When you into the grung specifically, it was 4. Sorry, I have another page. I have to go. Well, if you stop wiggling, I would not have to do this to you, little boy. It was 842. You do find one that says 843. You can pick up one that says 844.
Serial numbers. That seems good. Alright, finding no identification, can I move with the barrels and just check for there as well?
Going through the clothes, you can find more. I mean, obviously, you find their undergarments, you find their particular pieces, many of which have been scrapped. In one of the buckets as you go through, you do find parts and pieces to chirps.
I'll take those out and I'll be giving them to Nox to go through at some point.
Oh, this will be dock work indeed.
Is it ground in there, or is it
Sorry?
dirt in there, or is it, what's the...
No, it's all just clothes.
No, in the room. Is there dirt in the room?
It's effectively a dirt hole. There were twigs and things that they were chewing on, roots. The room smells of decay and filth.
Leave it as is for now. Just come up to here and come up to Nox and give him the remnants of the church, chirps and things.
Here, you hold this.
If you can investigate these later, these might give us identities to these unfortunate bodies. Another chilling fact also found is I found essentially numbers imprinted on them. There's up to 8, I think it was 800 of them possible.
I wonder how many banners are at the front gates.
How many
Rovan,
previous bodies there could have been?
Rovan, you actually remember one of the documents that you were scanning through does mention a few of the serial numbers.
Yeah, cleans up the puke and goes to see what.
Oh, you're so nice to clean up puke inside of a murder place.
It's
so
look,
nice to do
it's
that.
It's habit for her at this point. She also, gets herself cleaned up because she probably.
Also, can we do a quick
rinses her out that way.
break at this point?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, that would be good. All right.
I'll be back.
I will also be back.
Pause in the recording. Resuming recording.
All right, so you guys have investigated all the current available rooms. What are you doing?
Nox is, because we talked about this after, he is disarming the generator and turning off the bats.
So, yep. So you go up to what looks like a device that holds a magic core, effectively. Are you just extracting the magic core out?
Pretty much, yeah. I want that core.
We should probably report this to the authorities as well.
You pull the core out, and all of the control flame spells underneath each of the vats goes dark, and the bubbling begins to slow. Naya, Eris, Vale.
Something interesting in the other room.
You had kind of gone through. You can do a little bit of a further search if you want through like the drawers and the desks and the materials if you like.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You can do an investigation.
21.
21. God damn. So you find a piece of mithril.
7:30 to 4.
You find a piece of caustenite, which is this like deep greenish, sickly greenish acidic metal. And you do find sorry, I had it like right here. Some alchemical silver. This is collectively like, you know, a unit's worth for each.
1 times is how I've got it sorted. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Dear God.
Ilnaya, Rovan, Eris.
Am I getting pinged somewhere?
No, it's. Oh,
Nia
That's so loud.
is,
he was on his phone.
I suppose, Max has
Oh.
all of that well in hand. Nia's going to. I guess. Has anyone like documented the like the state of the bodies and what they are?
They've
have
mentioned
some identification from them, possibly.
he did find several pieces of chirp that may hold some identification, but the bodies, so the entire process for the body to become its final stage and the victim to die is about 18 days total. For them to be calcified this much, they don't stay like this. The unfortunate nature of the White Death is that the bodies will eventually break down into dust. And as one of your companions would know, that dust can be carried by the wind very easily, which can lead to spread. So if the bodies are still in fairly shapely form, they're not super old. A couple of them you've noticed like an arm has fallen off, or you've noticed pieces of the face have come through, but a majority of them still hold their figure.
Yeah, because that's what they need to be seriously concerned about when they're dead.
My figure's not good enough.
I believe he was referring more to the integrity of the body.
I'm aware. My stomach is roiling and I'm trying really hard to make dark jokes to make myself cheer up.
At this time, you guys have extracted 4 crystals of the deity of Phaedra. You guys have a possible suspect of Lloyd Nightspire. You guys have collected several schematics for weapons, as well as different biological agents. guys have extracted a few weapons that he himself has collected and found evidence of the deceased bodies of quite a few victims.
Oh, this is so fucked up.
How the hell are we supposed to take this asshole down?
It's only Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Do we want to camp out here as we continue our investigations? And
I don't want to be near any of this. And the
keep
longer we stay,
an eye open in case he comes back.
You won't.
the longer we stay here, the more likely it is we'll be infected, and then will the world be? No, we can't stay here. It's not safe for us. It's not safe for anyone. Moreover, the longer we stay here, the more likely it is someone comes, and they won't be friendly. The only thing we can do for these people who are far beyond saving is make sure that the person who did this to them, exactly. And also, we have that verbal girl in the Raven's Rest who needs medical attention urgently.
We'll take her back to our room, but we do all understand that we cannot let anyone know that we found this yet.
No, we can't, which is part of the reason why Nia cleaned up the vomit, because good gravy, that would, be obvious.
I thought you were just really kind. You're like, oh god, I don't want to have this happen to
No, it's
nice
evidence.
Floor with dead bodies literally all around me. I can't have that happen.
We leave no evidence of our passing, if possible. With that, Nia is going to. We need to copy all of the papers, and then put either the copies back or put the original copies back. Keep the originals on us.
What about the big hole in the other room? Should we put a couple of rugs over it?
Okay, fine. Yeah. I temporarily forgot about that.
Knox points over towards the big hole, and you hear a cracking of a piece of floor fall down.
I mean, we could, but a couple of prestidigitations, maybe 3 or 4 mendings. It's fine.
There's a trail of blood behind Eris as he still holds the semi-beating heart of an undead werewolf.
This is also fucked up. Nia just cover her face with her hands. This is so fucked up.
What's your plan?
Should we keep this heart around, or should I just get rid of it?
I feel
Go ahead.
I feel like we should probably burn it, and it's where the poor soul it came from. What if they're stuck?
Well, what if this heart is also what's keeping our friend the Furbolg alive?
Oh, I hate it. Okay, we get her medical attention and then we burn it.
Where shall I put it for now?
Okay.
Bag of colding seems like an ideal place for that.
No. One of the shards is in there.
And
One of the shards.
On top of that, well, I guess the heart will probably still keep beating, but what if we stop the heart from beating?
Does anyone have a box?
Just a heart in a box?
I routinely carry hearts around in boxes while I'm at it.
I mean, you could put in one of the. There's many like scientific equipment around here you could probably use. There's a jar or a basin somewhere.
I'll look around and see if I can find something to put this heart in that contains it properly.
What about a quern? Quern?
What?
Quern? It's a rock pot.
Aaron?
No.
Do I find something?
I was gonna say, if you, well, no, I was gonna make you have to do that far. I was gonna say if you went into one of the experimentation rooms, you can find one of a large enough glass phylactery to kind of keep the heart in.
I misspoke. It's not quern. Wrong thing. That's a primitive hand mill.
You can kind of take your time of,
Find an appropriate vessel to stick it inside of and do
I
something.
find a bottle.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, glass phylactery bottle. It's effectively the same thing.
I said I'll find an appropriate vessel and stick it inside of it. And
Okay.
use that.
So you go ahead and stick it inside, and the muffled sounds of its heart of its beating seems to be quieted down. Little thing has taken up another piece of paper to chew on the edges.
Well, shall we get out of here then?
The sooner the better.
Let's go.
All right. You guys will take the time to carefully leave without setting off any of the additional traps. We're gonna switch the... That's not what I wanted. Yep, that's not it. Let's do that one. As you guys eventually make your way out of the townhouse, the air seems so much cooler to y'all with the grave information in all of your hearts.
Well, this is rather fucked up. Shall we head back to the tavern? What time is it right now?
It's nearing about 2
In the morning?
in the afternoon.
We need baths and rest.
That I can second. Also, I need to purchase some ammunition for my new weapon.
Make sure you grab some supplies for looking over those objects I gave you.
Oh, yes, that's... I will have the tools for that at hand already.
Well, you guys can always slide by the marketplace near Wob Redistribution. You were taking up residence.
You cut out midway through there.
You guys could head over to Wob Distribution, which is over by the marketplace. You guys can also go back to the Steel Butterfly to wash up and clean the filth and smell off of your skin.
I think we go to the Butterfly first and then head out from there.
I think...
Smell too much might raise suspicions.
Let's wash up.
Seconded.
Well,
Can I get some healing on my claws? They're still hurting.
Oh, that's not great.
That's why I have not been, using them.
Yes, I'm going to need to rest soon, though. I've almost used all my abilities up.
Bale, it does come to your mind that your candle had a detection earlier.
Whereabouts?
You could relight.
Sure, why not?
You go ahead and strike, and you do find it leads you in a different direction.
18 health. I restored there, Falcon.
I'm going up there if anybody want to come.
Um,
I'll take that as a no.
I would like to be there, but I think we're a little offensive.
recommend that we wash up and remove sewer from us first.
Good plan. Nia's going to start prestidigitating as much as she can off, just so we don't, immediately, turn people's stomachs when we go to get clean. At the very least, she can, perfume us a little bit.
Are you guys walking through like nonchalantly, or are you guys taking time to avoid the gazes?
I believe it would be best if we remained discreet for the moment.
I will agree on this one. This
Quick,
time.
quiet. Yeah.
Robin, are you using your meld with walls ability?
All of the walls that I attempt to do that with suddenly seem to shift in the opposite direction. I believe the stench is repelling them.
You guys see that he's actually bending the very fabric of nature in itself.
Seems to be really not having a good day with him.
The house is physically leaning away from him.
You guys will eventually make your way through the city very carefully. And arrive back at Steel Butterfly. Notably, upon arrival, we'll do. You'll see the same general crowd. Actually, no. The last time you were here, they were having a celebration for a wedding. So you will find that it's a bit of a quieter crowd. Nor 13 will have welcomed you back, but she'll kind of like usher one of you over.
Nox will head over and politely keep his distance. Please, I wish not to offend you. We've had a hard day today and need to shower.
Darling, if I still had the ability to smell, I would actually try to, but I can't.
And I would hate to have the scent transfer onto your clothes. But what is it, though? How can I help you?
And she'll kind of turn towards her sister, who will kind of flip through what seems to be kind of like a collective box, and she'll hand over a letter towards you.
Take it, looking a little confused.
The top marker at the very right side has a stamp indicating Ironblood Industries.
Did you happen to see who delivered this? I'm not familiar with this at all.
It was actually one of the guardsmen that brought it over.
Really?
Who's it addressed to?
Are you there?
No, I'm just curious.
And across the front, it will have Nox.
Did he say anything when he dropped it off?
Only that he wished us a good day and to please keep us on report. And the truth be told, I was more concerned that they were just going to report another series of disappearances, so I was about to start preparing to see if I need to collect your stuff together.
No, we're all quite alright, actually. Never been better. Thank you. Nox is going to leave him a tip of, I don't know, 3 gold coins as a thank you. I think that's a good tip.
Oh, it's very good.
Okay. And Nox will take the letter, and unless they have anything else to say, he'll bid them good day and quickly hurry off to his room to shower. But before doing so, he'll mention on his chirp. Oh, apparently Ironblood Industries has found out where I reside. I got a letter from them.
Say.
I will let you know when I get to my room. I think we may want to shift house.
With the quickness.
Otherwise, Nox will head up to his room, close the door, and unless anyone else is coming by to take a look at the letter, he'll open the letter.
I want to see the letter.
Dude didn't come across.
Transition the sounds while you're reading what I sent you.
What does it say, Knox?
They require more information, and I must appear at their headquarters.
More information about what?
Apparently what I understand about the potential attack.
Just you.
I was the only one that stepped up. They don't know anything about all of you. To an extent.
You will note that it will have a time also on it of approximately 8 p.m.
Tonight?
Yes. Should you go?
I'm thinking of going, but what I'm going to do, if I have a chance to talk to them, is hint that we have heard a potential rumor of a house in the city that may be the source of this location and see what they do with that information. If the house suddenly, I don't know, burns up overnight, then we'll know what exactly this lady... Oh god, what's her name again?
Lady Veronica Nightspire?
Yeah. We'll know if Lady Nightspire is in on this or not.
Right. I want to shower.
Showers for all.
Everybody get clean, because oh boy, that was filthy.
The smell of 1,000 funks takes time to scrub. As each of you, who so choose, can take the opportunity to take a warm bath in one of the more delightful units. You'll note that given the really good treatment you guys have actually done for Nora 13 and her sister, they have made sure that all your accommodations with additional very well made scented soaps is provided to your rooms.
Oh, good.
These are very wonderful people.
You guys have probably about, so I said around 8, so it's right around 3, so about 5 hours till your meeting time.
Are we all going together or not?
I was just about to ask that. Who thinks that they should come along and who here thinks that'd be a horrible idea?
It would be not a bad plan to have somebody in reverse, in reserve. So it would be best to not announce all of our presence right away, especially if others of our party are unknown. Never underestimate the element of surprise.
Oh, indeed. Though we also have to keep in mind that it's very likely that they have spies all around.
What do you think the likelihood that the mother actually is a decent folk and her son's an asshole?
You know, those are bets I do not enjoy the idea of considering. Alright, who would think it would be a good idea to come along with me then?
I will come, but I will remain discreet if you will
Meld
allow
with
it.
Paul?
Meld with any available surface.
As expected.
With
With
desk.
desk.
He's created a new section.
You walk into an empty hallway and there's just a desk standing there. Don't you mean like just sitting there? No, standing. The desk is standing. You see a pair of legs sticking out the bottom.
Don't
Roll
desks
stealth.
usually have at least 4 legs?
Roll stealth. 23. I see nothing of interest here. As you see Rovin's palely white legs underneath.
It's a new version of the cardboard box.
Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
Well, Robin, I think I'd appreciate you coming along,
Yeah,
especially
you can
since I'm nearly tapped for my abilities. Also, compression is currently holding on to
Who's
2.
breathing?
See?
Sorry.
Just checking. Can't tell whose it is yet.
Also, it might be. No, balls, I was going to say. Nope, completely flew over my head. Fuck.
Did I say it was tonight? I'm so sorry I met you the following night. I
Oh.
apologize. I apologize. I just was like, I feel like I have something wrong here. I'm like, I don't have this much condensed down because it's not.
Excellent.
It's supposed to follow the next night. I apologize.
We have some time to prepare and regroup before accepting this next challenge.
Oh, thank God. At least I'll come in.
Challenge. What
8 p.m.
is the
8
next
p.m.
challenge?
Thursday.
I'm literally walking into the very lion's den of those that we are quite possibly about to punch in the nose. Coming out there might be one of the biggest challenges I've ever had.
Surviving us seems to be the biggest challenge you've ever had.
Oh no, that's quite easy. I seem to be keeping all of you guys alive.
So, given that we have a little bit more time, Rovin will now, if nothing else is required, seek out some medical attention for the casualty
Yes.
that we've recovered from that.
I fully agree with that.
Vale
There.
still looking for the voiceless option.
Nia can stay back and find
Oh no, you're coming with me.
Oh, okay. Alright, sure.
Bye.
Vale steps out the door. Mortis, what do you think? Oh! As she's pulled behind. Elnaya just kind of strumming your lute behind, like ding 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 ding. Your brother grabbing your legs while you're carried away.
Okay,
Eris,
what's the name of what's the name of the town?
8th City.
Okay.
Ow!
Y'all hold up. I need a sec.
Hold on.
Tomato, how'd that hurt?
Yeah, go on, sorry.
My head.
Yeah.
The back of my neck and my spinal cord.
Tomato.
Yeah, except my neck's
Oh,
fucking
gosh.
buggered.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel it rather on the spot now.
What's up?
I don't
Well,
know.
I just got
Got
attacked
attacked
by a tomato, so whatever happened to you, I missed.
While Elnaya thinks about a positive, I'm assuming like a positive incantation, ma'am. Eris, what are you doing?
Cleaning up.
Cleaning up like tables?
Cleaning myself up.
Cleaning yourself up. You're spending tonight just getting it all off your feet.
I'm just saying what I was doing to get back, and then I'll just kind of rejoin the party with what they're up to.
Okay. I say you guys can go shopping also. But we will shift for 1 second because we have to rescue a person. Let's see here. Let's go to.
Can't tell if you faded out there, dearie.
Sorry. I was saying we were going to shift the scene for a second as okay, so it was Roven, and I don't know if Nox was coming along with Roven.
Oh, in this case, yes.
So it's Nox and Roven, and then Compression and Littlethink. You guys, while searching through the city and asking around for names, you would have eventually come upon evidently nothing at all because I hit. Oh, there it is. Double the size because it's not really that small. Anyway, we'll leave Littlethink at the same size. And we'll double this size. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just shift the scene. You eventually make it towards one of the local churches, the Church of Atia.
Point to face.
You do find a dragonborn who is leading the congregation before a large white dryad-like tree. One of the things you find frequently being, I want to use the word plastered, but more so prevalent on all the walls, is a lot of indications of mercantile trade and more commonly used designs for gold and gold coins.
I suspect their assistance with this will cost us based on these surroundings.
Good help is never free. Are you leading the way or shall I?
So, Woven will wander over, not unstealthily, but wait for the congregation to finish doing their thing and for them to be admitted.
It's about 30 minutes, and a lot of the conversation that you hear from these individuals talk about Atia's rise to power to help the greater good through the benefit and acquisition of profit. I won't say that they sound like the Corpus, but they are very much sound like the Corpus.
I was going to say, rules of acquisition number 33.
Rules of acquisition. Specifically since Atia is the god of mercantile trade.
Really? None of us would have gathered that.
Big smile on my part. And after a while, the majority of the congregation will take their leave in a slow presence. And then eventually down a right hallway. Leaving only the Dragonborn, who keeps her attention towards the Grand Tree.
Robin will continue to wait.
Nox is actively inspecting this pillar over here.
Okay.
Admire the craftsmanship.
Are you waiting for them to notice you?
Essentially.
Let us know they're free to take our time, or for us to take their time.
Is Littlethink just investigating around?
Pretty much.
Give me investigation from him.
I apologize, I don't have his character sheet here, so I'm just gonna try and do this from memory.
Just need to have a little think there, right?
7.
Okay, noted. Eventually, the Dragonborn will kind of turn back in your direction, and upon doing a ceremonial kind of greeting, eventually bow her head down. I'm going to butcher my Dragonborn voice. Oh, those seeking the goodness. Have you come to join the congregation? I will let you know the membership fee was unfortunately increased this year. But we all take those seeking guiding eyes before her wisdom.
Indeed, your prowess regarding wealth precedes you. Oh, honored servant of things.
As the great
Nian Kandemok Neskaraya.
Nox will look.
Sana Besoy Dashtan.
He speaks our language.
Here, I was just gonna say, take joy from profit and profit from joy.
We come to trade.
Trade is all Idea ever offers. But I sense you seek more than just a careful exchange for drinks.
Indeed. We seek to trade of more valuable commodities. In addition to your mercantile prowess, we understand that you are skilled in the healing arts.
She will take her staff, her light offers healing for all. Of course.
Of course, a donation to your cause would we have somebody who is in desperate need of the light and would be willing to pay donate to.
And let them be forth and come themselves. As she kind of looks towards Nox, I will heal you, my child. In her eyes, there's no one too small.
I appreciate it, but I have my own healing. We actually have someone far greater injury than me. Robin?
And Robin will take out Raven's Rest and I assume kind of throw it like a Pokeball or something like that. Just hold it out and
You extend it out and you can feel kind of like the slip of energy leave the presence as it devolves out in a purplish Pokeball style colored beam. And laying on the floor in a very plonked, a very unfortunate state, whose name actually fails my head for a second, is Alana Oakhart.
Nox will immediately move to hold her so that she's comfortable, not flopping over, that sort of thing.
She'll take a step forward, and she has not touched the young woman, but kind of steps around as if observing from all sides. What poor soul have you brought? This one looks barely really on the cusp of life itself. Alana's clothes have barely held on to her, and her helmet smacks. Well, it originally had smacked the tile when she had come out. Her form is barely held up by Nox. Nox, she who is basically double your height, because they are very tall people, if I'm correct. She lays withered in your hands, and you can hear her soft breathing.
It is okay. We have brought you to people who can help.
The Dragonborn takes her staff and kind of lightly brings it down towards the Furbolg's head and kind of tilts the head back and forth to be like, this is not traditional magic.
It's monstrous magic.
Monstrous indeed. She taps on it once.
There were others like her with us on, except it addled the minds and... it changed them. The... oh god, what was the DD? Phaedra was all over this. We managed to save her before we hoped the ritual was completed.
You see her kind of lean down and whisper down to the woman, do you wish to be saved, little one? And she kind of like turns her head in the direction, but doesn't really kind of give a reply. You poor soul. Neon Kandamuk can do so much for you. If you will have a tear in your heart. And for the right price.
Her brother is waiting for her. He thought her lost.
I suspect this one would have been lost. But we can do much. Very much. What would you donate?
Sorry, just looking.
What was that, Roven?
Just looking through inventory, stand by. It is but a small token for one such as yourself, but perhaps these will be of some interest to you. And he'll hold out 3 of the, I have noted, red gems here.
When did we get that from?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm working off of an older sheet here, but way back when.
Oh, that's okay. Then Condi will kind of take them into her hands and kind of inspect them over and be like, this payment will do for her now. Yes. Before standing over the woman and seemingly starting to cast a spell. You are inclined to an Arcana check.
Oh, fuck yeah. 21.
Stand by, still working on that. 17.
You'll see that she pulls out what looks like a prayer wheel and some holy water. But both of you kind of pick up what's odd is that as she begins the magic that courses through her staff, she jingles the staff to produce sound. And the magic that is exposed does not look like that of cleric. It almost kind of appears more like a bard. But after the 1 minute cast time of her chanting and singing off in Draconic, I don't know if any of y'all have seen Baldur's Gate, but I cannot talk in Draconic. You can recognize the spell Regenerate, as you can actually see the screws falling out of the helmet. And you see that her body starts to plump up a bit more. Eventually filling out a bit much. A bit, to a more...
Human level?
Human state. And she seems to kind of just rest inside the form. The blood has dried. And you can see the more feminine figure underneath taking in deeper breaths as she seems to have fallen asleep.
Better than one she experienced before.
And as the end of the Dragonborn spell, she turns and says, "This one will need more time. We will take care of her."
Nox will hand the Dragonborn his chirp number.
He kind of takes it, I wouldn't say ill-fatally, but like clergy usually don't have chirps. But yes, she does just take it and kind of gives a deep nod. "Hazun, small one. We will inform you of her progress as she comes."
Please. Please. I would appreciate it incredibly.
And several of the clergy will come back out from the right room and acquire her and take her off. She will disappear into the depths of the location. Into the depths of the halls of the church.
Well then, shall we head back to the tavern?
May as well at this point. I believe we've done all we can for her here.
And with that, the Dragonborn will wish you all thank you for your time. Always appreciate your donations and look forward to seeing you next. May Atia be in your heart and in your pocket, as always.
May Atia bless your trades.
And you guys will return on your way back towards the tavern. Little think while moving around gave you a very hard image, Rovan, in your head. Once again, since it only speaks through telepathy and really doesn't have a voice. But one of the things that Little Think noticed while kind of scurrying around was that there was an opening, if you will, beneath the tree that led down to a more secret area. But that was all that he could say with your, I think it was an 8 or a 7.
Perhaps that will require further investigation in the future.
Did you say that out loud?
If Nox is there, then he'll describe what he saw there, and
It was an unusual placement for a door.
perhaps there is more to this church than we see.
How much do you want to bet that there's a shard of their deity under there?
We seem to be collecting those.
We wouldn't be the only ones. It makes sense for them to have some form of power. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a rather large shard.
Ilnai, I don't mean to ever cut you off. I believe that Miss Vale has collapsed from exhaustion. And it is
Pretty close.
currently 1 a.m. in the morning. Do we want to call things here?
If we could, please, because we still got to be up at like 6, 7 tomorrow.
Eris, was there anything you wanted to say before we would call session?
Nope.
All right, then we will call it here.
Then I'll stop the recording.